And we're live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Fun Speculation Hype Train. That's right. Happy Gamers Christmas. Another glorious day that we get to be here with you. Mav got to do, of course, a co-stream earlier of the Dev Direct. I couldn't listen afterwards, so I will be coming into his reactions kind of outside of just the ones live and his thoughts. That'll be fresh to me, and I'm sure fresh to some of you. But man, what a day! This is, I mean, again, this is why I've been saying the golden age of gaming, folks, and this is why I said I'm gonna ride this thing until the wheels fall off, man. So, guess what, Mav? Xbox is actually alive. Xbox is actually doing quite well.
What?
And Game Pass ain't going nowhere, folks. Game Pass they ain't dying off. They ain't trimming it. They ain't trimming it out. They're just adding.
Yeah, it's crazy.
More.
I thought there's gonna be less third party deals
Yeah.
with Game Pass.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Christopher Dring heard. Christopher Dring heard.
He heard.
He heard. I
wonder who he heard from.
Oh, bro. It's confidential, bro. So
okay.
Yeah. Can't break the rules of journalism when you're a professional, quote unquote. No, what a great day. Welcome everybody to PM and the PM Pong and Mav and the PM. Sorry for the kind of fun intro there. Just really excited, man. Again, I love these days. Still have not sat down and watched it in 4K, but I didn't even need to watch it in 4K. We got a lot to get into tonight about this Dev Direct. There's a lot of interesting things going on with this Dev Direct in a multitude of ways. As you can see above myself and Mav on your screen, one very important screenshot that we're going to talk about too that showed up right at the beginning of the show that maybe some people never even caught, but it's something that Mav and I and the Fun Speculation family and a lot of our shows have talked about a lot. So we're going to talk about that as well. But thank you all for joining us. It is a beautiful Thursday night here. And Steel has got all my snow down south. This is like crazy. You guys down south have all my snow. I got the extreme cold. We were -30 early in the week. But, you guys getting the snow. This is the first time ever, and probably the last time in both of our lifetimes that Steel will be able to say that he's actually got more snow than we do in Minnesota. So that's been crazy watching the weather out there go nuts. I hope you guys have been safe and warm wherever you're at, because pretty much everybody's kind of cold. So, you know what? It's kind of a weird winter yet again. But yeah, man, having a good time here, and we got to get down to business. So I'm going to get to my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, the CEO of the Fun Speculation Network, the one and only Fun Speculation, aka Mav. What is going on, brother? Can you finally talk about Tokyo Extreme Racer?
Yeah, I've been able to actually talk about it a little bit. Just to acknowledge that I've been playing it and stuff. But yeah,
Right.
I put in some good time. I've ran through the rolling guys, the challengers. I forget the other group that I've rolled through over there in one of the loops there on the Tokyo highways. And shout out to TXR. Out of everything else that's going on today, surprise game drops, the amazing Dev Direct, which we got to co-stream earlier today. Man, TXR and early access is actually doing pretty well. Also, I saw earlier they had like almost 15,000 concurrent pretty early on today. I don't know what it's been at since then. But props to them, because that's big for this small team making a franchise come back for one that we didn't ever see coming back. We talked about we'd love to see it come back, but it actually ended up happening. It was a shock. But to see the people that have been playing it, the reception that it's getting, and it's spreading, overwhelmingly positive on Steam. And that kind of rolls with my sentiments also. Like, I have been really enjoying this nostalgia trip with the game, and the more I play it, the better it was getting, the better it's getting. And it masters the old school feel and the gameplay loop that I fell in love with originally with the game, but it adds new elements to it that help take it to another level while still retaining the heart and soul of what it's all about. And it's a nostalgia trip. It's fresh because it's been so long for a game like this. And they did a fan fucking tastic job bringing this game back, and I super happy about it, man. So if you guys are on the fence about Tokyo Extreme Racer, or if you are familiar with the franchise from back in the day and you're like, oh yeah, I kind of remember that, I liked that. If you liked it back in the day, you will love it today, and give it a shot. The more people that play it, the better chance we have of it getting a console release at some point as well. So Steam Early Access today, it's 29.99, and if you lock into that price, you get it for the discounted price, which the full release is not too far away. It's supposed to be this year. It's supposed to be maybe around 4 months away or so is what they're planning on. So that could end up changing. Who knows? But yeah, I'm super happy for that team and everything.
Can I
It's
ask you real quick,
awesome.
Mav?
Yes,
Can I
sir.
ask you real quick? Because I've been watching people, I've been seeing people post videos and stuff, and
Yeah.
again, first of all, shout out to the one and only brother from another, Steel Rain. I woke up this morning to a gift in my Steam account
Oh,
of Tokyo Extreme Racer. So
wow.
thank you, Steel, again, brother. All love. Again, you know how I feel, brother. Again, I hate. I'm not good at receiving gifts, brother, but appreciate you. So yeah, that's downloading currently. But from everything that everybody's been saying, and it's got right now, folks, a 90% rating on Steam. So the people that are playing this game are Mav and I, the old school
Yeah.
fans. Mav, the thing I've been seeing, and God bless, I forget who it was. It wasn't somebody that's normal in our community, but somebody, because I look outside our community a lot. Somebody had posted a video and said, he just simply posted on X and said, I think he's dead now. And it was one of those, Mav, where the where he took the he took the NPC as it was coming up on
Yeah.
him from behind and ran him into one of the pylons
Hmm.
on the underpass. I
That's
was
still a
like,
thing, man.
oh
Yeah.
my God. So, anyways, everybody's been saying, man, like legit, like, sure, not the best graphics. Okay. Again, whatever. Not anything like modern day racers, but legitimately the best of the best of PS2 360 racers. Like the best of the best, no fluff, no stupid bullshit, just straight up racing. It feels good to have just a straight arcade racer back again. Is that kind of the sentiment that you got?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. And like the thing too, the notice like when you're playing this, like every upgrade you make has a noticeable impact, right? So you start off and it's like, okay, your car's a little bit more stiff and like you feel it's a little bit sluggish I haven't even changed cars yet. I keep upgrading my car because I'm loving the improvements I'm making. You add the body kit to it, you add, engine level 2 to it, you add, all that kind of stuff, right? They keep it simple, but it's got a lot of customization options as far as like there's a whole skill tree system and all that now as well, which adds another level to this. You use that same system actually to unlock new cars to purchase as well as like beating
Okay. So they have
bosses
changed up a
and
little bit. Okay.
yeah, it's
Okay.
it's like updated in some ways, but in smart ways that
Sure.
add to the grind feel, and I can see the potential for this.
Right.
This franchise existed in a day and age before extra content was a thing, right? I could foresee them like having some kind of a base game here, and them like, okay, we're gonna add stuff to this later, because it's set up to be able to be done that way. I think. I mean, obviously they haven't really announced anything that I'm aware of with that, but if it's successful enough, maybe it's something we could get to where becomes a game that lasts a really long time with more things to come. And I think that they hit the the bones of what made TXR special back in the day that me and you fell in love with
Yeah.
is all there on a silver platter.
Mm.
It's like the best version of what we played back in the day brought to us today in adding things to make it feel like it is a newer experience, but also retaining that. So, again, like it's been awesome to play. I was lucky enough to have a code early to put some time into it before the early access launched.
Mhm.
I haven't had any issues, you know.
Perfect.
Um,
Yep.
there's things I would like them to add, like I would like ultra wide support. I would like um some UI tweaks, stuff like that, but overall, man, like it's just a blast.
Like
It's
it's
it's one of
fucking
those,
back.
the old loop is like, oh, just one more, just one more,
Right.
before you return to
Of
the
course.
garage, one
Of
more.
course.
It's still got that, man. You get these bosses that come up on you and surprise you, that like there's like little story elements they add to it with like the car clubs or car gangs, whatever you want to call them, and like mystery people, all this other kind of stuff. It's just it's so cool, man. It takes me back to another time.
I love
It's
it. I
yeah,
just can't believe we got it. I just can't
yeah.
believe we got
I can't wait to get your thoughts on it after you
it.
get a
Yeah,
chance to
I know.
play it, man.
I know. I mean,
Never
it's
thought I'd
installing
see
right
the
now.
day, dude.
I know. I never, bro. Out of all the ones, I heard you guys mention that because Steele said something about us, talking about it so much and then it happening. And Fuzzy obviously said that we brought it to life, obviously, willed it into existence. And it is crazy. Out of all the games, out of
Yeah.
all the IP, that this one like is like, yeah, that's the one. And the fact that we've got what seems to be a true Command and Conquer
So right around the corner,
successor
man.
coming right
Yeah.
around the corner, and everybody that's playing that game is saying they've done it.
Yeah.
So that is just beautiful
Yeah,
too.
like I
But
said
anyways,
before, when I played the first demo of
yeah,
Tempest Rising, it was like, well, I don't even need Command and Conquer anymore. I'm gonna stop asking for it to come back because it's been brought back. Somebody else did it for them. Thank you for doing it because they nailed it. Also,
I just want the
God,
live acting back.
yeah. Well,
It's
they
complete.
have,
I They have it. I know
yeah,
they
yeah,
have it, but I'm just saying the EA one, bro.
yeah,
Those
yeah.
are cool.
Kane
They're
was a
so much fun.
special
Yes,
character and all that.
yes,
You had Tim
yes.
Curry in there and stuff.
Oh
And
my god, I forgot. Yeah, that's right. Tim Curry was in there. Yes,
yeah,
yes, he was. Yeah, it was freaking amazing. But anyways, yeah, the nostalgia is real. And like I said, if people pick this up and don't like it, totally understand why. If it's especially if you're younger and you're used to more modern racing games. But for those of old heads that remember the simplistic days, I think this is from what everybody's been saying and everything I've been seeing, this is a big enough just a big enough bump to current modern day from a studio that obviously doesn't have all the resources in the world to bring back a very nostalgic cult classic IP
yeah,
and bring it to modern day. And that's all I ask for sometimes. I don't need it to be full fledged. Like just give me this starting point. And like I said, man, or like you said, I really do hope that the Steam community picks up on this and that more people, there's like 14,000 in there right now.
hmm
And a 90% approval rating. I imagine that more people would be picking this up. I hope enough do pick it up that they do decide to bring it to consoles and transfer it over to consoles so it has a chance there. Because I just want to see this thing stick around for a little bit longer. I just love the idea. But we've got one. That's all we can ask for. We got one
yeah.
coming
And
back.
it'll
So
stay
we'll
in my library forever.
correct. Correct. Exactly. Exactly. And Mike Mullis can't do anything about it.
Nope.
You can't do anything about it, Mike. No matter how much you hate Tokyo Extreme Racer, Mike, you can't do anything about it. It's here. Shout out to brother Mike.
Yeah. You see the plate on the wall? That's today's
No.
date, right there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the early access date. That's was one of the things in the box
Oh,
that
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah, yeah. In
sent.
the
Yeah.
box. Yeah, I see it there now. Yeah, 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 yeah. Nice. Very nice. You been playing anything else?
Yeah, I've been dabbling around. I've been playing this and that.
Hmm, cool. Is
Like
that a new game? This and that?
yeah,
I've
this
heard
and
that
that.
just came out.
I've been putting some more Indiana Jones time
Nice.
in. Um, Geez, I've been grazing a lot, bro.
It's about to come to an end, bro. Well,
Yeah, I know.
not really, because there's so many new games coming out that it's going to be grazing new games. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah. My new thing is again playing on the cloud on my tablet at night still. Like with the Edge browser on there and the game ownership thing, I ended up actually getting Topspin 2K25 after hearing 3-bit
Ooh,
trash talk it for a while because it was on
okay,
sale. For some reason his
okay.
trash talk about the stamina system and everything made me want to get it. But it was $23. But I bought
Yeah.
that because
Mhm.
it has the entitlement to allow me to play in the cloud. So it's another
Nice.
game that I can play wherever, and it's just a kind of casual chill game, right? So I've been dabbling with that some, you know. Man, I'm trying to think of everything I've been playing. I launched a couple more games on Steam recently. But yeah, it's been just awesome. It's been part of what I've been also been doing is my daughter's super into Baldur's Gate 3,
Yep.
right?
You've been telling me this. Awesome.
And
Yep.
so she's further than I got, but she keeps asking for my help for the fights, you know?
Sure.
And
Of
so I
course.
helped her
Yeah.
respec her character and help, so like
She playing on normal or she playing on easy?
no, she's playing on normal. Yeah.
She playing on normal?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm at because legit, those fights are still legit. Some of them are still difficult.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They're not easy.
Mm-mm.
So, she's way further in the game than I got so far, and I'm helping her get the stuff. So I'm kind of spoiling some things, but it's been fun sitting down kind of next to her while she's making moves and making suggestions and stuff. Like it's like you need to use Gale for this, like so she like swapped out for with Gale and was able to use like some of his summon stuff, his elementals, and it's been a blast watching her like play that kind of game. So that's actually
It's a,
taken up quite a bit of time too.
it's a little bit like like teaching a kid how to play chess. Like I taught my kid how to play
Yeah.
chess too. When you teach them strategy games, because that's what I do with my kiddo, teaching them like Lord of the Rings,
Uh-huh.
and that kind of stuff. It is like that because you do get to see them. It starts to click in their head, and it's not a normal game experience. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not one of their normal turn off the brains. It's not a Minecraft. It's not like any of that. Like they do have to sit there and think, and you do
Yeah.
see the advantages that can come from making them kind of learn those types of games, and it's very cool, man.
Yeah. She
It's so
she
awesome that
wants
she
a
has an
Baldur's
interest.
Gate poster now.
Oh, geez.
She's in love with Astarion.
Encourage this. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I was like, yeah, we'll get you a Baldur's Gate poster for your room for sure.
Yes,
It's absolutely
absolutely.
it's awesome, man. Like, my daughter's playing like the kind of that's about as core RPG as you can get. I don't know what happened in
What
the
are you
last
doing
in the
with
last couple of years. My wife is like a Western
I know,
RPG fan with Starfield, and my daughter's playing
Starfield.
Baldur's Gate and stuff. Like,
What are you doing with your daughter with the romancing stuff? Because it is
well,
explicit,
she's a
man.
teenager now, like so
Okay, so
it's like yeah, it's
I'm
just
just curious.
yeah,
I mean, no judgment. Obviously, every parent's
yeah,
got to make that choice. So, okay, cool. I was just thinking because it is out of all the games, that one's pretty damn explicit. So I was just like,
yeah.
well,
I mean,
I wanna
she plays pretty. We don't really have a limit to what she plays. She like
okay.
I think that's important for parents to keep up with what their kids are doing and
Yeah, well, of
understand them.
course.
And
Yeah.
luckily for us, she's always been extremely mature, like with
Mhm.
stuff and like understands things. And but yeah,
If you
she,
catch her having bear sex, you might have to have a talk to her. I'm just saying, bro.
yeah,
Bestiality, you can't. We don't do that shit.
yeah. She doesn't. Like I think she has like the main relationship with is Astarion, but yeah,
Of course. He will never live in any of my playthroughs. Dead
I
instantaneously.
never used them. Like it's
Dead instantaneously. I kill him right
yeah,
away. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. He's dead on the road instantaneously. The first time I meet him. Fucking worse. That's the best part about Baldur's Gate 3, though. That people ask why Baldur's Gate 3 didn't get the flack that other games do that have a lot of different options and choices and progressiveness in it.
hmm
That's why. Because Laren did it the right way. You give me the choice, like flat out the choice, and in that game you could just you can kill off all your companions if you want to. That is how you do it right nowadays. If you're going to have that kind of stuff, that's what makes it more acceptable for people, and that's why you didn't hear the outcry from people like you have in other games. So just as a side note, that's one of the main reasons. So it's pretty freaking awesome. I love it
yeah.
because I
It's a
can't
great,
stand that.
fantastic
I
game.
can't stand that dude. He's just such an asshole. He's just such an asshole straight out the gate. I was like, yeah, no, you ain't coming with me. Let me
Yeah,
backstab your ass, bro.
I put him like for me he just annoyed me, so I just left him at the camp. You know,
But just
I
backstab his fucking ass and strip him. That's cool, bro. That's really cool. And again, it's even doubly cool that you are getting to play with a daughter now and experiencing something like that. You guys always have. You guys have been playing Fortnite together, all that kind of shit.
yeah
So that's the coolest part about raising a gamer kid yourself when you are a gamer is those moments to moments that you will always cherish. Everybody has their memories of their kids and people have all different types, but when it comes to gamer kids, man, there's just some moments that you just can't experience when you see them succeed. A lot of it's similar to
oh yeah
sports, except for the fact that you are actually most of the time they're playing with them. So you guys are doing it together
hmm
in a lot of ways. and it adds to it. Like there's nothing better than seeing your kids succeed in sports, or triumph at school or whatever they choose to do. But man, sharing that moment with
Yeah.
as a parent is extra, man.
Yeah,
It just stays with you for life.
she had this one fight, and it was like she'd tried it like 3 times, and, like, ended up helping her with it, and, you know, getting through it, because they're long battles. It took, like, it's still, like, maybe,
Mhm.
like, an hour to get through it, and we're, like, having to keep reviving people and picking people up and then trying to get to certain specific areas to avoid damage, all that stuff. But, like, after the fight, there's, like, a huge high five when she finally won, she's like, I did it," it's just, like, awesome moments, man. That's kind of stuff you remember, even if it's a video game. Like you just remember that kind of stuff. So
Always.
super happy to see her enjoying this kind of game. But besides that, she's been playing a lot of like Ace Attorney. She still plays Roblox and Minecraft and Fortnite and stuff like that too. But like um spanning out, trying different kinds of
That's all you
games.
can ask for, man. It's all you can ask for. It's so beautiful when that happens. It really is. It's amazing, man. Good stuff. Good stuff, Math. I've been pretty damn boring, so that's about to change, obviously, guys, because I'm downloading Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, the new updated version on the Series X as we speak. And I've got Tokyo Extreme Racer downloading here. I've already pre-downloaded and I've been making so much room. I've had to delete so much shit off my Xbox. Sniper Elite Resistance, which is out next week. We got Eternal Strands coming soon. So yeah, my boringness is
Mhm.
about to stop. But this week it has been, well, last weekend continued with Indiana Jones, some more. Otherwise, it's been Age of Mythology.
Yeah.
I looked the other night, Mav. I'm now over 100 hours in Age of Mythology.
Yeah.
I'm over
Nice,
100.
dude.
I'm over 100. I'm number one on my entire friends list on Xbox. 400 some people. I'm number one. So I can't stop playing. They got another update coming out. They're gonna add some new seasonal quests and stuff where you can earn your profile picture and stuff, and open up different stuff. I I get frustrated with it because there's still little pathing problems, and there's still some times where people just stop doing what they're doing or what you order them to do for no reason. And there's some things that they should have taken from 4 that they didn't. But again, the concept of the mythology, and I'm playing through some more of the campaign too. There's 3 campaigns actually, but I'm playing through some more of the first campaign. I think I'm over halfway through the first campaign now too as well. So I'm playing through that because that gets really challenging. There's actually some parts like, holy shit, first run through, because you don't know what the rules of engagement are in some of those levels. Like they tell you what your goal is, but you don't know where the enemy's coming from. You don't know how the map is set up. You don't know any of that stuff. So you're kind of flying by the seat of your pants, just hoping that you're guessing right what you got to get built first and what kind of army you should have set up. Man, I get rolled. I ain't afraid to lie. I get rolled, sometimes on those first campaign
Mhm.
maps a couple of times before I actually learn them, and then I can figure out what I need to do to defeat that level. But I just love it, man. I will always, the strategy game, again, like we talk about, Mav,
Yeah.
and word is we're getting Respawn Star Wars RTS.
I know. Yeah, dude. I'm like, what is that gonna be like? A respawn RTS, dude? I hope it's
Bro, look,
I
got so
hope
many
it's a
people helping.
classic style
They've
RTS.
got
So like,
so many people helping them too. It's
yeah,
like, and guys who have done classic RTS, so potentially yes. Like even if it's mission based, that's cool too. Like, but give me the class. They got to have the classic
this
RTS.
classic skirmish mode, base
They've
building.
got to have. They've got to have that. I'm just picturing what. Anyways, neither that's not here
That's
yet, but that
crazy.
could drop this year. We're supposed to see it in
Yeah,
April. That could be ready to rock and roll this year. That's been in the works for a long time. RTSs don't take as long as other games do to make. That's why you see so many people still making RTSs, even though everybody claims they don't count. They're not it's not a popular genre. Well, bullshit, right? Just wait until Tempest Rising drops on PC. That thing's gonna do some numbers. So I just love RTSs. I just love the strategy.
yeah,
Like I said, at night when I'm chilling out, sometimes you just need to turn off the brain and you pick a totally different game. Like
yeah.
you actually have those moments. But for me, it is actually relaxing to have, because I don't think about the bullshit of real life if I've got my brain turned on to a strategy game or an RPG where I'm engaged. And so I really love them. It's a great way for me to wind down at night, and feel like you
Yeah.
accomplished something. And I just love
Yeah,
that
we
feeling.
we
So
talk about the stuff I was playing. I've played, like I said, I've been grazing. I've played a couple skirmishes in Age of Mythology.
nice.
I've hopped back into Halo Wars 2 again. Um,
You have that downloaded now?
but Halo Wars
That's
2?
yeah, that's crossplay. You still have it downloaded?
I was playing it on the fucking
Oh,
cloud
cloud?
gaming. Yeah,
Okay. I want is do you have the ultimate edition
I think
with
so.
all
I'm
the
pretty
DLC?
sure. I
I'm
have
pretty
the
sure you
expand. I
bought
have the
that.
expansions.
Because one of the campaigns, man, and I didn't realize this because I
Mhm.
never went into the expansion campaigns until
Oh
I
yeah.
just popped it back in. One of those expansion campaigns is co-op only. You have to
What?
run the missions co-op. Yeah.
I
One of
don't.
them
I
is
never
co-op
played that. I
only.
never played that.
I know. That's why I was in there. I was like, oh shit. Well, this is co-op only. I'm gonna have to get Mav on this shit because we're gonna have to run through this campaign
I mean, I
on co-op.
remember the one that with the, I can't remember if there was one or two.
Yeah,
Um, that
there's
but
two.
the banished one
Two
is the last one that I played that introduced
yeah.
the flood.
The flood? Okay,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, because it's asking me to invite a player, but I go in there. So yeah, I'll have to bring it up and show you. But anyways, we might have to do that.
Absolutely.
That's dope that you're playing in cloud again. And that's dope because Halo Wars 2 is they're timeless, right? Even the Empire at War, Star Wars, the last real good RTS we had from Star Wars, Empire at War is still good to this day. The graphics are outdated, the movement and stuff is outdated, but it still plays well. That's the great part about like, again, that's why chess is timeless. Strategy just doesn't find its way out. So when you go in, especially if the game's designed well, they last forever. So my thought is when I hear Respawn with current modern tech and we see what people are doing in the RTS world with the details in the world and on the units and stuff, what they could bring us with a Star Wars RTS this day and age, fuck, man. Like, seriously, that
Mhm.
might be like the RTS of RTSs for me. Like, if I can pull out a freaking Sith army, like, if they have leaders, if they do it the Halo Wars 2 way map where you get that leader, and you get leader abilities,
Yeah.
and that's Jedi broken up between Jedi and Sith, etc. It's on, man. It's on. It might be my new competitive RTS. It's on.
I
I Sith
I
for
can't
life,
wait to
bro.
see what it's
I
like,
can't wait.
man. Supposedly there
I
also
can't
might be
wait.
a new Battlefield this year, is what some people are saying. So I've been seeing people say that, but I haven't heard anything. I don't know where that's coming from. It's just random conversation I keep seeing in chats and on Twitter
They're
and
crazy if they're
stuff.
gonna do it this year, bro. They're
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, anything is crazy in the next 2 years, but they're
Well, I
really
mean, if you're launching one, you would be better to do out of a primary year for Call of Duty,
it's true.
right?
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
So
Yeah.
it would be better, especially if they launch around the same time, which they usually do, right? So I would say it'd be best to do in an odd year, like I think the rumored this year is maybe Call of Duty Black Ops 2 remake or
Yeah.
something. I
Something
think
like
is
that.
what it is,
Mhm.
potentially. So it would make sense for them to do it this year as opposed to next year, where you could have like Modern Warfare 4 or something,
Mhm.
drop.
Right. No, you're right there. Um, yeah, no, that's all I
As
got.
long as it's
I have been playing
finished.
it. Yeah, as long as it's finished,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah.
As long as we're not doing beta tests, as long as we're not doing some weird shit. I don't even care if it's a small experience map. To be honest, I really don't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if EA will do that in Zampella, but even if they brought back just restart from scratch and build up your fan base again. Come out with a don't compete against anybody and just start small, but extremely well done Battlefield. Extremely polished Battlefield with Levolution back again. I mean, everything that made it. And then as you build up, go to work. Go to
Yeah.
work. Start putting some maps together. Start building it out. Fuck, man, just come out with something great out the gate. Please. Please just do that. And again, in Zampella, I do trust. So I do have faith. So we're gonna see.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold my breath.
But what is a
Would bet money on it.
Zampella, like, in charge of a RTS Star Wars thing gonna be like?
That's no. I know, bro. Like direction wise, though, like action, like if
Yeah.
there is a campaign, you know it's gonna be fucking smoking. You know it is. Anyways, everybody, enough RTS talk. Everybody's done with the
The
RTS.
destruction is
RTS.
are they using frostbite? Imagine the destruction you could have.
Yeah, yeah. The detail,
Yeah,
granular detail that they can have in that game. That's what I'm so excited about, man.
yeah,
Like everything
be
looking
great. I'm
dope.
curious what a snowdrop RTS would look like from Ubisoft.
Snowdrop would do it as well too. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that'd
sure.
be pretty
I'm sure it
cool.
could be converted. Anything, any engine can pretty much do a RTS. Like
Yeah,
that's it. Like it's crazy. But that, again, that's why you see so many RTSs on PC still. Like everybody claims there's not a huge audience for them, but they're cheap to make. They don't take a whole lot of time, and you can build a decent sized fan base, and you can make money because it doesn't take much to get the money back that you spend on an RTS. As long as you get the strategy, the systems in place. The back end is the most important for
yeah,
RTSs, right?
100%.
That's your bread and butter. You can nail that, everything else is gravy on top. And I think that's why you see so much of it. So we're gonna find out. We're gonna see because we got a lot coming out this year. I don't know if you saw the strategy Steam sale going on, Matt, with all the demos and stuff. There's a lot of cool ones in there. I forgot to send you. I don't think I sent it. No, I did not send it to you. I'll send you YouTube where a guy broke down some of the big RTSs coming
Right
out
on.
and some of the cooler looking ones. There's a ton coming out, bro. Ton. Um. Anyways, let's get this chat shouted out, and then we'll get down to business because we got games to talk about. We got Xbox games to talk about. We got third
Oh
party games
boy,
to
do
talk
we.
about. Oh boy, do we. Oh boy, do we. Jason Max is in the house. What's going on? He says NG Black looks really good on Unreal Engine 5. Can't wait to fire it up on the big screen. From what I saw, my little phone screen on through YouTube. Yes, it looked great. So I can't wait either. And Ninja Squirrel, thank you for joining us. Says, do you want unseen games at every show? That's unrealistic for anyone, let alone Xbox wealth of games. This is to highlight first 3 months of the year. Remember, you're in the know. Many millions are not. Okay. I don't know if you were talking to somebody else, Ninja Squirrel. Summer Showcase will be as amazing last year, no matter what the platform. With most going and most hype games and most value, still some are unhappy, unbelievable. You're always going to have sour gamers out here. This is you're gonna have sour people in general in this day and age.
Mhm.
Social media has ruined people completely. 10,000%. Maybe they always walked among us this entire time, but you never had to hear them, and now you have to hear and see them. There's just unhappy people. There are glass half empty people everywhere you go, and some of them are all glasses completely empty people. Some people think the gaming industry is completely cooked. Some people think that the gaming industry will collapse and die off because it's just terrible and there's no creativity out here whatsoever. There's no good games being made. Well, that's not what you're going to find between me and Mav. So, Ninja Squirrel, listen up. We're going to talk some fun because Mav and I are super freaking hyped. And I call this the golden age of gaming. So, I'm the complete opposite. But thank you for joining us tonight, Ninja Squirrel. Blue Moon FC, what is going on? He says, you guys were hyped at the last Battlefield reveal. It was so good. And it was. We wound
Yeah.
up loving Battlefield, even through the bugs, even through all of it. Blue Moon wound up loving Battlefield. I'm a Battlefield apologist. I will never shy away from that. I'm not going to sit here and not admit that I will put up with Battlefield bullshit a lot. And still, to this day, I've not walked away from Battlefield. I love Battlefield. Honestly, as good as Call of Duty has been consistently forever, I will still, in my heart of hearts, if somebody said you can have this brand new mysterious Battlefield game behind door number 1, or you can take the latest and greatest Call of Duty that everybody knows about right here, I will take the Battlefield unknown every single fucking time. That's just who I am. Bugs, shit, and all. Like I love the feel of Battlefield. There is no first-person shooter to this day, and Mav, tell me if you still agree. And you've played more first-person shooters than I have. You played different style first-person shooters. You played third-person shooters. You've done competitive shit more than I have.
Well, especially back
There's
in the day, I was super into that
right.
scene. But like,
And I was for a period of time too, but I'm just saying even more recently, you've played a
yeah,
lot more, tried a lot more shit than I have. But there is still, even in Battlefield 2042, moment to moment in the actual combat, when you are in a squad, there is no other game that I have played, and I haven't tried them all. Trust me, there's a lot of cool military sim games out now and stuff that might give me this feeling. But as far as an arcade kind of feel, there is no game in that moment to moment feel like Battlefield. None. Zero. There is no other game I've ever experienced dropping in, with 2 or 3 other buddies in a squad and changing the entire dynamic of a game. Coming in when we are losing badly, joining a game where other people have ejected out and quit out because they were losing so bad, walking in with a good group of Battlefield players and changing the entire course and actually pulling out victories at the bitter end. Like, that is an experience that I've never had anywhere else. It's incredible. You agree, Matt?
Oh yeah, I mean Battlefield's special because it is that experience you don't really get anywhere else. I know Delta Force is trying to bring it some competition now,
Correct. We've
and
heard
it
from Game Pass Dad that
yeah,
does have those moments
and
too.
so I think they will have more competition now when they come back because it is taken directly from Battlefield, right? But I still it's a special franchise,
Oh,
and
God, it's so good.
just the what I love most about it is for me about Battlefield is the fact that I can be in part of this massive group
Mhm.
and I can decide to play my style and my way to fit in with it.
Yep.
And whether it be sniping or recon or whatever, and it's kind of
Even
like
medic.
yeah, medic, and you can
I
always
love
find
that.
a way to contribute depending on what you feel like doing at the time,
Yep.
right? And you can get super competitive with it with the run and gun. You can, snipe or you can do it. Just
Yep.
do whatever you feel like, and that's in the massive map settings that they have. It's a really unique experience every time, and also every game will play slightly differently. So
Yep.
vehicles, all the destruction. I love the way the guns feel. I love the abilities you have, like with mortar strikes and some of them, and all these other kind of things you can do. Like, yeah, it's special.
The only thing they lost was Levolution.
Yeah,
So that's one major point that they've lost that I
yeah.
would
I
say.
don't care for the whole. Hey, this one massive
Nope.
event changes the
Nope.
game for
Don't
this.
care
I
about that
just want
shit.
to be able to destroy every fucking building that I come across.
Correct. Sniper nests go down. I miss that part about Battlefield, but yeah, man, just even talking about it gets me excited about Battlefield,
Yeah.
man. So I can't wait to see what Vince does with it. Brett Bingham, of course, is in the house. Is going on, Brett. Says Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles released today too, bro. I still am amazed that they brought that one back.
Hmm.
I'm still amazed, man. Hard ass game. Maybe someday I will pick that up and play it. We got Cyber Gunter in here. What's going on, Cyber Gunter? He says I ordered the Doom the Dark Ages collector's edition. Hats off to you. I saw that statue. Doom guy looking pretty fucking
Man,
badass as always,
the
man. So
I gotta give a shout out to them for the box arts for Doom: The Dark
oh
Ages.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
like both, like for whichever edition you get, just looking incredible.
Nate Dogg in the house pouring cold water over everybody is like Nate Dogg likes to do sometimes. Nate Dogg never changed, brother. Never changed. Love you showed up here. Says it wasn't all that outside of Ninja Gaiden. It was stuff that we've already seen. I don't fucking care, Nate. I don't care, Nate. Congratulations, Nate. You've seen something once. You don't ever have to see it again. I want to keep seeing more and more and more of it. The only thing I will say is that South of Midnight, we've seen too much, but
Yeah.
that's just a personal taste thing. Don't care. It looked fantastic. Everything here looked fantastic. It was all that, Nate. It was. For those of us that are looking forward to this shit, and I'll tell you why in a second, because Doom just got higher on my list because they confirmed some shit, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
Coach
100%.
Hooded Canuck. I know, right? The Doom just blew me out of the water. Coach Hooded Canuck, what's going on, brother? Great to see you in here. Demon Time Reezy says, I'm seeing insane amounts of Ninja Gaiden 2 black playthroughs and live streams. Yeah, people, again, franchise been gone too long. Had my doubts. Itagaki's no longer there, right? Tonobu Itagaki, one of the best producer developers back in the day, is no longer there. I had my reservations. We're going to talk about that as well. But people are excited because that's a classic franchise and it brings back what? Oh, yeah, it brings back challenge, but it brings back gamer ass gaming. Blood everywhere, slicing and dicing people. You don't get that much anymore out of games like we used to. That is something that we talked about when Space Marine 2 just launched. Why that was so successful, now over 6 million sold copies, is because people do miss just those straight up gaming ass gamings. They don't need all the bullshit all the damn time. There's room for everything. But man, did the gaming industry forget about the basics in a lot of ways. And Ninja Gaiden 2 shows up and everybody's like, oh shit. Yeah. Yep. Dizzy Delta 99, what's going on? It says evening brothers, evening to you. We got the ice cold here. What's going on? Ice cold. It says show was awesome. Yeah, we're gonna get to it here in a second. Sea Lord of Bravos, what is going on? Great to have you. Says Double Fine has to appear at the summer showcase. One would think. Yeah, I definitely would think that Double Fine's gonna show up there for sure. They got stuff to show. Who else we got in here? We got going up here. Buzz is in the house. What's going on, Buzz? Great to see you as well. Keep going up here. Oh shit. Why is it doing that? Come on, man. Help me out.
Cut you
Help
off.
me out, YouTube. Help me out, YouTube. Why does it keep sticking around that stupid? There we go. Well, Mav does have a super chat to read there. So
Razor Ultron? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you do have to read it.
Razor Ultron with a $2 super chat says kicking off the year strong. Ah, geez. Fly. Eagles fly, go birds. And this may be the only time you will ever hear me say this. Thanks for the super chat, Razor Ultron. But this may be the only time you ever hear me say these words. Go Washington.
Whoa, wow. Crazy.
I know. Go
Commander.
Washington. Destroy the Eagles in the NFC Championship game, and then Washington go and get destroyed by hopefully the Bills. Because I'm sick of the Chiefs winning.
Oh, good shit. BT Maverick 707 and BT Maverick 707. Shout out to you, brother. First of all, for being here tonight. He came through with an 8-month chat at us. Congratulations on 8 months of being a speculator, by the way, BT Maverick. And he says, Pong, speaking of lovely Steam gifts. Yeah. BT. Okay, first of all, BT, appreciate you. I appreciate you, brother. I do. I'm being dead serious, though, when I say I don't play scary-ass games, bro. He went out and gifted me The Cabin Factory, which is some freaky-ass game with freaky little kids included, which is even beyond everything else. I hate evil kids, okay? Kids aren't evil, okay? They're not born evil. So when I see evil kids in movies even, it's a no-go because it's bullshit, okay? So he gifted me The Cabin Factory. BT, listen. I feel obligated because you gifted me this thing to at least fire it up at some point. I can't tell you when I'm going to fire this up. And I don't stream yet on my own. That'll be in 2026 at some point when I get situated. I'll start streaming on my own. So you're going to have to be patient, BT Maverick. Maybe I'll fire it up to take some screenshots. Maybe I'll give you a live response to what I think of it. But, bro, I'm serious, man. I looked at this game and I'm like, what are you doing, BT Maverick? But I do appreciate you, brother. And I do appreciate the thought so much. So again, it's never expected, man. So hats off to you. We'll see. We'll see what I can get you. Maybe I'll make it 30 seconds. We'll see. Anyways, who else we got in here? We got the Cygnus in here. What's going on, Cygnus? Always great to see you as well, sir. We got the Spartan 661. What's going on, Spartan? We got the Poison Maniac in here. We got the Bold Alpha Wolf Pack. Again, I always say wolf pack, even though it's just Bold Alpha Wolf now. Great to see you. He says, I've forgotten how difficult Ninja Gaiden. Gaiden. Do you go with Gaiden or Gaiden?
I say
Gaiden.
I say Gaiden.
See, this is the thing.
I think I'm
usually a Gaiden guy, but
I used to say Gaiden back in the day. I think I used to say Ninja Gaiden when I was like younger. But I think enough people have influenced me now to where in my head it has changed to Ninja Gaiden. Yeah.
Okay. Were you listening to the devs when they were talking about it enough to pick up on which way they pronounce it?
No, because the accents are not the accents, the language. They're
but
speaking
that part-
in Japanese.
I know, but you're still gonna hear the Ninja Gaiden or however they do it. Right?
Yeah.
You're gonna hear it. So I was curious.
Just busy reading, so I was like, I wasn't really listening to what they're saying.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to see if I can pick up on it. But anyways, it said I've forgotten how difficult Ninja Gaiden really was on Path of Mentor. Yeah, again, I'm not doing the hard level bullshit. That's a Steel thing, right? Boom brags that he beat the Ninja Gaidens on the hardest level too. Yeah, nah. I play for fun. Okay, I play those to hack and slash people, cut off their arms, cut off their heads, have a good damn time. So I ain't playing on that kind of stuff. But yes, it is a very difficult game if you want to bump up the difficulty for sure. Who else? We got Thiz Payne in the house. What's going on, Thiz? Sup, guys? Sup to you, Thiz. Appreciate you dropping in here and joining the show. Maxhole 1977 dropping in here. I'm sure somewhere in the beginning of the show he said sup nerds. This time he said golden age, but I know for a fact he said sup nerds. So sup to you, nerd. Thanks for joining us tonight, Masshole. We got the E ranks in the house. What's going on? We got Caitlin coming in here saying my two nerds. I love you, Caitlin. Love you so much. And the thumbnail, again, as always, you never miss, Caitlin. You just don't. And tonight looked freaking dope. So thank you, Caitlin. Appreciate you so much. And of course, my YouTube just had to refresh on top of everything else. So that's good. I just lost my whole spot, but we're going to name off some more people here. We got Mr. Kiba. What's going on, Mr. Kiba? Thank you for joining us tonight. We got the Blind Mephisto in here. What's going on, Blind Mephisto? He says, I don't think Japanese has a hard A sound. That could be correct. Okay, so and then Steel, of course, Mr. Professional, I speak Japanese, but I don't speak Japanese guy, and he's very good at this. He says, they say Gaiden. Okay,
Right.
so we're going to go with Gaiden.
Yeah.
Okay, I will correct myself in my head now. It is Ninja Gaiden. We will do
I think
that.
they say Gaiden. Like
Gaiden.
I think that's how
Yeah.
they say it. Yeah.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
We will, I'm not too old to learn new tricks, so we will reverse that in my head. Who else we got in here? We got the Psychonauts, the brother from another Psychonauts. What's going on, brother? He said it started a Souls-like movement. Yeah, I wouldn't say it started it. It just was hard. A lot of games were hard back in the day. Then we can go all the way back to NES and say there were Souls games, which there really wasn't. Like From Software really did do the Souls and kind of create the whole mechanics around the soul-based system. It has some of that for sure, Psychonauts. I do agree with you. It just wasn't generally a hard action game, is what it was back in the day. That's all. Depending on the level, you can set your levels, your difficulty levels. Again, not all the levels are stupid hard, but yeah, for sure, they definitely made that difficulty kind of popular back then. Mr. Waffles is in the house. What's going on, Mr. Waffles? Great to see you as well. We got the Far Q says finally catching a live. Thank you, Far Q. It's great to have you, brother. Thank you for being here live. Nom Omar says Steel is the one who speaks the language. Yeah, I know. That's why I have him do when we do our This Day in Gaming. I love when the Japanese titles comes up because that man just nails them. I love him. I don't even care if it's correct. He just nails it. It sounds like it's correct. Cold Start. What's going on, Cold Start? Great to see you. He says, looks like NG Black has an easy story mode. Yeah, I ain't doing easy story mode. I still like some like difficulty. Like I ain't that story mode dude. I've never played a game on story mode once. No, I don't. Did I? No, I don't think I've ever played. What was the wait? What was the Fox Zelda game? The indie game. Tunic. Yes, I did put that one on story mode for a bit because I got sick of dying. And I said, fuck it. I'll just put it in story mode until I'm invincible. That's the only time I've ever turned on that, though. But Ninja Gaiden, no, I won't do that. I will play it on normal. Captain Crunch, one of my favorite serials, is in here. He goes, can't believe that sucker's 85 gigs. Yeah, they probably didn't optimize a whole hell of a lot. They probably got that sucker transferred over to Unreal Engine 5 and said, let's get back to number 4 and finish up number 4 and kind of just put it out there. That is a big bitch, all right, for that game, for sure. Makes me curious what 4 is going to come in at, if that comes in at 85 gigs. Who else we got in here? Let me scroll back up again. I lost my track here because it refreshed. There we go. Dion Hayes. What's going on? Xbox Showcase with the fire. Absolutely. Sith Lord, what is going on, Sith Lord? Great to see you in here, brother, as always. Hashim Graham says, what's up, guys? I love the Dev Direct. Yeah, you're about to hear a lot of love for it, too, from us. Don't worry about that. We're coming with it. God Emperor Sofa King is in the house. What's going on, God Emperor? We got the Oats in the house. Thank you, Oats, for being here. Appreciate you. These are all coming out in the first quarter of the year, so they must have a lot more stuff ready to go. Yeah, that's what we've been talking about, Oats. That's what we've been talking about, brother. 8 to 10 games this year. Rumor has it. And Ninja Gaiden was already one that nobody was expecting. That's nuts. And I don't care what anybody says. It is what it is. It's the same as Stellar Blade. It counts. Right? Everybody counted Stellar Blade for PlayStation because they published it. Cool. This counts. Doesn't matter if it's everywhere. It counts. It's Xbox first party. It's in Game Pass, day and date. It is a beautiful get that none of us expected or knew
Xbox
about.
Play Anywhere as well.
Play Anywhere as well, which we're going to get to. J Mo Money says, cooking evening, gentlemen. Evening to you, J Mo Money. And thank you for the shout out earlier today, too, brother. Always appreciate the love, man. Phantom Death is in the house. What's going on, Phantom Death? Great to see you. He says they've lost the destruction thing. They were doing so well in Bad Company 2. It lost so much destructibility, something that Mav and I have covered extensively here over the years about Battlefield. It sucks, man. Bad Company 2 for me was peak. Some people it's Battlefield 3, right? Some people it's Battlefield 1. People love that one. But for me, it's Bad Company 2.
To me, it's Bad Company 2 also.
Yeah. It's peak, man. Peak.
And good campaign.
Peak level design, people got everything. Yeah, peak campaign, peak level design, just the overall package. Nothing beats it for me on Bad Company 2. Dr. Dinglenut, what's going on? He says, I drop in on Battlefield, run for 5 minutes, and then die. Yeah, that can happen. That is a part of Battlefield. It is. It is. It's one of those things. Get all the way to the point, the control point, and get sniped right as you're walking into the control point. It happens quite frequently. But that's part of the fun too. Ice Cold is in here. What's going on, Ice Cold? Thank you for being a part of the show. Game on Jesse. I see you dropping in here. Says I like Battlefield campaigns. Yeah, their campaigns were dope, bro. Love their campaigns. Man, some of those intense moments, like, crazy. Def Leopard, what's going on, Def? Always great to see you in here too, brother. Who else we got in here? Alvin, what's going on, Alvin? Great to see you dropping in here, brother. Appreciate you. He says it seems to be well optimized. It just looks ridiculously good. Yeah, maybe it's just the oversize. Again, I'm not the tech guy, but I'm just saying they didn't shrink anything down. They obviously didn't save a whole lot of size at 85 gigs.
Yeah.
Who else we got in here? We got Rainbolt. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Choo-choo to all of you. We got the Far Q member for 15 months. Just dropping in here. Just dropped us his 15-month badge. Congratulations, Far Q. 15 months. Holler out to you. Mav, I did miss a...
Yeah, I got it here. It was
a
Bold Alpha Wolf with 5 gifteds, broski.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, aboard the Speculators Hype Train this evening. We are not rolling along at a nice normal Mach 2.0 tonight. No, that's not what's happened, because the Bold Alpha Wolf Pack came on through early on, and he got us a little 5-bomb. He got in the court with a little easy layup. That's right. Keeping us ad-free in 2025. Hashtag no beans, and got us up to a Mach 2.5. So I will need you all, including the newcomers. Welcome aboard, all you new speculators, because we added a whole new car tonight. Please pay attention to the attendants that are walking around and showing you how to buckle into those 4-point harnesses that will keep you from flying out the train, because we got a lot of places to go tonight. We got a lot of games to talk about tonight. So buckle up and get ready. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Choo-choo. Thank you, Bold Alpha Wolfpack.
And
appreciate you, brother.
Speaking of that, and also speaking of FarQ, shout out for this, because he sent this to me.
It's just stupid American cartoons. Choo-choo, choo-choo.
Thank you, FarQ, for that. Absolutely amazing. You notice a little bit different faces there. FarQ is awesome with doing that shit, man.
Choo-choo, motherfucker. Jason Hackett, I see you jumping in here. He says, what's up, PM and the PM crew? What a direct. Yes, sir. What a direct. It was right. Zach Riley, I see you jumping here. Says, man, what a good direct. Yes. What a great direct. I can't wait to try Ninja. Oh, Ray Oid's in here. What's going on, Ray Oid? I see you dropping in here late. Let's see here. I think I've got caught up. So yeah, let's get down to business here, Mav. Anybody living underneath the rock? We had a developer direct today. That's right. Xbox has started this whole thing. Started it 2 years ago. This is the third direct now that we've had. All of them have been in January. Tina Amini and her team, hats off again. She's got the formula. Best hire in Xbox history. One of the best hires in Xbox history, outside of any devs or anything like that, obviously. Tina Amini has built a team that has taken Xbox's programs showcasing these games. And remember, she now handles the showcases themselves too in June. And we saw what she did last year. She's taken them to another level. Her vision for what these should be is impeccable in my opinion. Now you might disagree, but for how these are set up as a dev direct, not just as a showcase, but to actually highlight the devs themselves and the studios working on these games with the quality of production second to absolutely none. This is fantastic work from her. And again, I got to go back and watch this in 4K on the big screen. I have not. I've only watched it on my phone and listened to parts of it because I was working. And then driving home, I listened to it again. I listened to Asmongold's his watching of it to get his response and stuff. But Tina Meany and her team are just fantastic. But this is something they've started to do, Mav, and we had a lot of speculation around this one, thanks to Aaron Greenberg, thanks to the team themselves by putting up the question mark of a mysterious game, confirming that they were going someplace special. That started all of it. Remember, we had the question marks. We were doing that guess game. It was fun. Speculation town, man. This is what's fun about it. To go along with, of course, the known games, which were Doom, South of Midnight, and Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. I was excited for all of them. Like I said, the only one, South of Midnight, seen plenty. It kind of is already slotted into the, hey, it's a game I'm going to download. It's a game I'm going to play this year. Not over the top hype for it, but I am excited for it. It's got some really cool mythology behind it, really interesting characters, but we've already seen plenty. That was the only one out of the bunch I was like, we didn't need a whole lot. So, but still showed up and produced some quality work here. So we had the lead up, Mav, and there was rumors that there could even be more games shown here. And Tom Henderson actually during the show, for anybody who doesn't know, shout out to Tom, Insider Gaming, came out about 20 minutes, maybe about halfway through the show, 3/4 of the way through the show, and said there might be more. The word was that there could be actually more shown here than what was here today. Now, of course, that didn't happen. And he came out afterwards and said, well, time to show those elsewhere. He hinted that Gears and Final Fantasy both were told to him as a possibility that could show up here. Things we guessed about, Mav, things that we speculated about that possibly could happen. We guessed whether or not there could be more games than just the 4. Technically speaking, wound up being 5. So let's start, Mav. Let's just start at the beginning of the show with the surprise. Let's start at the beginning of the show with the surprise, Mav.
Yeah.
This smoke had been out there prior to. We had talked about it, hinted at it. No spoilers. There was a lot of stuff floating around, but obviously one of them was Ninja Gaiden was coming back, and that was going to be at this showcase. And obviously, for anybody who doesn't know, Ninja Gaiden was an Xbox exclusive on the OG Xbox back in the day. Ninja Gaiden is a beloved franchise that goes all the way back to the NES days. It has seen many different iterations come and go, but it's been a long time since we've gotten a pure one. Now, like I said earlier, Tonobu Itagaki, former lead at Team Ninja, left a long time ago. He's one of my favorites. He was a rock star. He's the motley crew of developers back in the day. Wore leather jackets.
Sunglasses on, black leather jacket, smoking a cigarette
Marble red.
in his interview with his long hair. Just like
straight up, bro.
I'm the best.
And he was the creator of Dead or Alive. He was a creator of, took Ninja Gaiden to the next level. Like, he was Team Ninja. Like, that's how big he was. One of the rock star devs that people knew when people didn't know devs, right? So him not being there, and he's started some small studios and has kind of gone off and done his own thing, and nothing really has turned out for him. And I'm sad about it. We talked about it early on in when we started podcasting, Mav, when acquisition season was all aboard. We said, bring on, Tonobu was actually put out publicly to Phil, give me a shot. Like, let's go. I'd love to see Itagaki come back. But anyways, be that as may, he's not here. So I had my reservations when the smoke started about Ninja Gaiden coming back. Without him, I wasn't going to hold my breath. Team Ninja's done some good work recently on some of their games. But Ninja Gaiden is such a special game for so many people. When you don't have the spiritual leader there, we've seen this happen in other franchises, Dragon Age. When you don't have spiritual leaders around, sometimes you lose something. And so I didn't want to hold my breath on this one. But Mav, it wasn't just a surprise that Ninja Gaiden was actually the game, right? Koei Tecmo, Team Ninja pops up. First, we got the Xbox Global Studios, right?
Yeah.
So, Xbox is publishing too. Like, this isn't like just a oh, okay, well, they cut a deal with Koei and Team Ninja, and they're gonna get, Ninja Gaiden and Game Pass. No, 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 they're publishing. Okay, cool. But then, Mav, they started the introduction to the team, and all of a sudden, Platinum Games
Yeah, that was
symbol shows
what?
up. I was watching with you guys. I had actually gone to the bathroom. Gone to the bathroom to watch the opening because I knew they were going to do the special because Aaron Greenberg had come out
Yeah.
beforehand and said, "Don't miss the beginning." So I figured the mystery game was going to be up front, or at least another surprise could have been up front. So Platinum Games pops on the screen, and I go, "You should see me, Bab." I was sitting there, and I go, "Oh, thank you." I was like, "Okay, if Itagaki can't be around to do a Ninja Gaiden anymore, but you're going to bring in Platinum." Okay, it's a trade. That's fine. I'll take that trade. I'll take that trade. Okay. That right there eased me into it, Mab. And I was like, okay, I'm in. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's see what you got now. And then, Mab, they had, obviously there was a whole lot of, it was all Japanese. So you did have to read the subtitles, but they introduced the team. Team looks dope. The way that they're all set up, and I just love the atmosphere they got at some of these studios, man. I just love how that there's studios that are super bright. There's other studios that like are dark and neonish, and that
Yeah.
was kind of like Team Ninja in some parts of it. You saw that. Like there's just all these different aspects. I love that. That's why I love these directs for more than just the games themselves. But then they go right into the gameplay map. They have a quick short talk from the director and then go right into the gameplay. And what do we see, Mav?
Oh, a lot of
We
gameplay. That's
We see a lot of freaking gameplay.
yeah.
A lot of polished gameplay, Mav. A lot of freaking blood flying everywhere. We see limbs being cut off, which is something that a lot of modern day developers shy away from when they get down to that kind of gore, but not these guys. So I'm going, oh shit, we see this futuristic Ryu, right? Kind of from the cyberpunk era opening. And I'm like, oh. And then, of course, we see the classic Hayabusa come on back. And I'm like, oh, we're going to get multiple aspects in this game. This is going to be kind of cool. But the gameplay, Mav, looked polished as hell already. And you start going, oh, so this is probably a this year game. Oh, we got another 2025 game now on top of everything else that nobody expected. I was blown away. Knowing that this is coming to Game Pass, knowing this is another addition to that is just a cherry on top that I'm not going to have to buy the money. They go through everything, Mav. We'll get to the second part here in a second, but I want to get your thoughts because I haven't heard your thoughts afterwards. But they announced fall 2025. And I'm like, okay. Again, this year is full, but fine. I'm all in. This looks awesome. Love the character design. Love all the elements that they had there. All the different boss monsters that they had look super creative, which they've always been in Ninja Gaiden's games. Just everything about it spoke to me as, okay, they have captured the old school feel, but sped it up. I did notice it had that platinum action to it, Mav, that platinum little flash and dash. They had those freaking cutaways or whatever you want, the splash screens when you did something cool. Like that is all platinum additions. Like that's the okay. You're speaking my language when it comes to super action games. I love this, Mav. I love this. What were your thoughts on Ninja Gaiden 4's return? Number one, the fact that it is actually a number 4, that they're not rebooting, they're not remastering, none of that shit. They're going for number 4. What did you think, first impression wise? What did you think about Platinum Games joining here? And what is your hype level for this game coming fall?
Man, first off, we got a lot of answers to a lot of questions for this game
Mm.
reveal, right? There was
Mhm.
nothing left to be like, what is this game going to be like? It's not just like a trailer or anything like that. It's just not discussions. I mean, they went deep diving on this game. A new protagonist,
Yep.
so it's going to be very interesting. It looks cool, right? But Ryu's still there as well. So we get Ryu Hayabusa as well to play a big role in the story, they said.
Mhm.
But yeah, my initial takeaway was because we were talking about this before the stream started. Like, if the game is Ninja Gaiden, right?
Mhm.
What is what is it going to be like, right? Tomonobu Itagaki is not there, right? So are they going to make it more, you know, themed like a lot of the Souls like games you see out there now that are kind of capitalizing on Elden Ring or trying to take
Yeah,
advantage of that?
they
Are they
could have
going
done
to
that.
stay true back to the old school games and kind of go like a reboot kind of way? Or and then what we ended up seeing was like just the evolution of a pure ass fucking action game,
Correct.
right? Which is,
Yeah.
and I was watching this. I was like, oh, Team Ninja. First thing I noticed was Xbox Game Studios publishing. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, they're publishing this. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, that's crazy. It's interesting. But then I saw Platinum Games, and I was like, whoa,
What?
Platinum? Like, you remember a couple years ago, they kept saying, like in interviews and stuff,
Yeah.
we would like to work with Xbox again, and all these other kind
Mhm.
of things. Remember us having conversations about this on podcasts, and everybody was
Yeah.
like, never again, no Xbox, never work with Platinum again.
I was like, yeah, absolutely. Go, please go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Shout
I
out to
know.
Special Nick too, by the way. 2022, he called this.
Yep.
He did call this. 2022 put out a tweet, said that he's heard Platinum is working on new Ninja Gaiden. So shout out to Special Nick for everybody who
Yeah,
doubts
and
Special
nobody believed
Nick.
him on that either. I was
Nope.
looking through
Nope.
his thread on that, and people are like, BS, it'll never happen. So yeah, credit where it's all due. Like
Yep.
he got that one right.
He nailed that one. Yep. But
Um,
yeah, it's crazy. Platinum, right? Working with Xbox again, obviously, long history.
Yeah, the whole
And
Scalebound fiasco with
oh,
Hideki Kamiya and all of that stuff going on,
yeah,
and he's off doing
yeah,
Okami now,
has it.
right? I think
Yes.
is
Yep.
so it was always like never again, don't do that for a lot of people. We were both saying, I was like, hey, give him a chance. There's so few of these kinds of top tier
Studios.
developers out there that can make these great games. They've
Mhm.
done so many other good things in the meantime, right? In this genre.
Astral
Near they
Chain,
had Astral
Astral
Chain,
Chain, Bayonetta.
Bayonetta. And yeah, there's like, well, if the situation fits, but what came out, Aaron Greenberg had a tweet that was interesting with this too. And I wanted to read this.
Go.
Um, because Colt was like, you know, playing the whole it's a first party game. People were telling him it wasn't, so he actually asked Darren Greenberg, "Is it a first party game?" So he had
Mhm.
this is from the Xbox Wire piece, but I took it from Aaron Greenberg's response to Colt. He says, "Yes, it is a first party Xbox Game Studios published title for us, and we have loved working with those teams on this game and announcement. The Xbox Wire piece speaks to the history of the project, which started with Phil Spencer's visits with those teams in Japan many years ago. Platinum Games had the expertise we felt was ideal for working on Ninja Gaiden, and with support from Microsoft's Phil Son,
So
and
fun.
the three companies were able to take the next steps towards creating a brand new Ninja Gaiden.
Beautiful.
So this game wouldn't exist without the legwork being done to try and make something like this happen. And seeing Platinum Games would be a great fit to be able to make a game like this in this day and age. We have another Ninja Gaiden Metroidvania game that's kind of coming back this year.
Yes.
You also have this remake, which we'll get into in a minute.
Yep.
Coming out Shadow Drop today as well. They're bringing this franchise back in a big way, but big association here with Xbox, like it used to have back in the day
Yep.
when it was on top of action games, right? So I think it was interesting seeing Platinum there, but then seeing the gameplay, I was like, yeah, this I can see Platinum's DNA all over this,
All
right?
over it. Yeah.
All over
I
the
think I heard Steel
gameplay.
say Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Yeah,
We saw that in it, which was
Vanquish,
platinum. Yep.
Vanquish as
Yep.
well. Yeah,
Yep.
I saw a lot of elements mixed throughout this of like I can see this is this is Platinum all
Yep.
the way with the style of gameplay and the combat and all this other kind of stuff, but it just so fit with Ninja Gaiden and where they're taking it, and it
Yep.
just looks awesome. And it's like we were talking about Tokyo Extreme Racer
Mm.
earlier, capturing like a different
Yes.
time, right?
Yep.
This, in a way, even though it's fresh and new, is also capturing an essence of just like, this is a fucking action game. We're going all in on this, and we're bringing Ninja Gaiden back in a big way, and it's going to be fun as hell. And I can't wait. And then they said fall 2025, which I already knew this was going to be 2025 because they said earlier, like all four, Aaron Greenberg and
Yeah.
Jason Arnold had said all the four games were
Yep.
going to be 2025. So, seeing that,
True.
seeing the thing
I
beforehand,
forgot what they said.
before it went live,
Mm.
all the games will be Game Pass day one. So
Yep.
I automatically knew that we saw Ninja Gaiden, this was also going to be in Game Pass day and date as well, and especially after we
Yep.
see the Xbox Game Studios publishing,
Of course,
right?
yes.
So, I mean, you got the brand association there, you got them publishing it and going hard on bringing this franchise back, and what a big IP to
Oh,
resurrect in this way. And people said people wouldn't be excited. I remember on Friday, Jasper was like, "I don't know how many people are going to be excited if it's Ninja Gaiden," right?
bro.
We're talking a little bit behind around we're talking around the subject because like or
Yeah.
this is on
Okay, all right.
Monday. This is on
Right.
Monday on
Right.
FSP.
On FSP.
Because I didn't want to spoil it.
Right.
There was a lot of people behind the scenes were telling us what the game was and stuff, and like,
Mm.
just don't know if it's true or not 100%. But like at the same time, don't want to spoil things for the people that wanted to be surprised. I let out a little hint that just says that the franchise that everybody's saying it is behind the scenes to us is has a history back to the OG Xbox days, right?
Right.
And so like that was Ninja Gaiden what we're referring to. But Jasper was like, I'm wondering if it is that how excited because like the younger crowd doesn't really have a association with Ninja Gaiden. You know what I mean? But I
Right.
you see the excitement today around it, and you see the power of this brand and this IP still. And I think it's driven from one, just the great gameplay. Also seeing this familiar franchise that people all know has a deep place in gaming history come back in a great way, right? Not a little quirky kind of way or interesting way, niche way or whatever. This is the next big Ninja Gaiden game, and I think that was a big statement made for this during this presentation is that, this is like you said, Ninja Gaiden 4,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
I wouldn't think if this is successful, it doesn't need to stop there.
No. No, no, no. This could be the return. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
return of a king. I mean, the important thing to always remember, and I think the hard part, and obviously there's some truth to younger generations not having the ties to some of the characters that we believe, are still so big to us,
Yeah.
right? That they're so like, but the other thing that I do think that people, younger generations like Steel and Jasper, sometimes when we talk about some of this nostalgic IP that's out there, cool ass characters don't ever die off.
Yeah.
And if you reproduce that cool ass character and that cool ass gameplay, that resonates no matter what generation it is. And that's something again that goes into what I've said before, what we've talked about before with, it's the golden age of gaming. We get all this content, but why so many games fail nowadays? Not just because there's so many games, but because the cool devs have forgotten that cool ass characters do count. And when you see Ryu or when you see any type of ninja, I mean, even people are starting to pick up a little bit on Assassin's Creed Shadows now that there's some
Yeah.
gameplay coming out, right? And people are starting to see some of the ninja stuff. Ninjas have been cool for fucking ever, bro. Like again, yes, my generation, they started way back in the day. Like Revenge of the Ninja was like that R-rated movie that only certain friends had back in the day. You could watch it. Like, but ninjas have been cool. And Ninja Gaiden with Ryu, one of the coolest ass ninja. You saw Steel light up too. And of course, Steel's gonna light up third person action game with cool ass armor. And he's played Ninja Gaiden before too, and he likes Ryu. But it's just it does transcend kind of those oh well, a generations or two hasn't seen this game, they're not going to have that same connection. Yeah, but they don't see games like this on a regular anymore, right? They see the Fortnite type games all the damn time. They see all this shit. And also I think, Mav, that Ninja Gaiden actually now has an advantage that hard games have become popular again with the Souls franchise stepping up the way that it has, or Souls genre I should say, in general, stepping up the way it has. and people liking that challenge. Ninja, even though this isn't a Souls game, if you turn up the difficulty, this is an extremely hard action game, and it sounds like they're going to keep that. From the bit I did be able to read while they were talking, they said that they definitely want to bring the difficulty, and that was an Itagaki thing back in the day. He really did want to punish players who wanted to pump up the difficulty. I think it actually gives it an advantage now to come back as people try to challenge themselves to complete this game on the hardest difficulty, because it is not a walk in the park. At least the old ones weren't in any way, shape, or form. Extremely difficult. So I think that also is going to help it with the younger crowds these days. I just think it's dope that it's coming back this way. Like you said, Mav, with Platinum Games jumping on board. Again, that sealed it for me. Like I said, I wasn't going to hold my breath without Itagaki. I was going to hold my breath on Team Ninja. But when I saw the Platinum and then I saw the action, and like you said, and like we talked about, you could see the Platinum combat in there. You could see that high quality, holy shit, precision type combat. And then, like I said, once I saw the gore too, I was like, oh, okay, I'm sold. Like I'm in. Like again, it's in Game Pass, so doubly bonus for me. But this is dope. But man, they weren't done. They weren't done. And this is where the technically speaking, the fifth game came into play, because we saw them promoting that they had just dropped the collection, right, Mav, into Game Pass, right? Which I actually own. I own the Ninja Gaiden collection. But the director came on and said, well, we got one more thing to show you. And then they went in, Mav, and all of a sudden, I'm seeing Ryu. And I'm remembering glimpses of a game I've played before. But I'm going, okay, again, I had to keep looking at my phone, and I'm like, that looks higher quality than the collection, right?
And some of it looked higher quality than the gameplay that we just
right.
saw.
I was like, wait,
some of the characters.
I was like, what are we doing? And I had seen the Unreal, so I'm like, are they remaking these? What do we got going on? And sure enough, so they played it, and as it played, it obviously became Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, which is the prominent edition, right? The final edition, I guess you want to say, to Ninja Gaiden 2. It done in Unreal Engine 5. And oh, by the way, Mav, out today with a price point of, what's the price point? Is it $39.99 or $49.99?
$49.99.
$49.99. Unreal Engine 5, totally re-upped, redone, like looks gorgeous. Out today and in Game Pass and available everywhere else to buy. Okay, cool. I was like, Team Ninja's back. Like this is again, I have zero problem with this type of game coming back as a remake or remaster, bringing it up to date, let people get a taste of what the old Ninja Gaidens were, Mav, but up to date with Unreal Engine 5. Now, I've seen some people say that some of the camera is still old school camera, so maybe some of the younger people might not like it as much, but the fact that they're giving people an opportunity to kind of jump in and get a taste, at least, of what the original Ninja Gaidens were, at least current gen Ninja, or whatever you want to say, a couple generations ago, Ninja Gaidens were. This is the spot to do it in. And I think this is fantastic, man, to promote Ninja Gaiden 4 and to get everybody ready for fall of 2025. Like, I was shocked, bro, that they had this ready. Weren't you? I was shocked.
Yeah, I mean, it looked fucking great. My first impression was like, oh, are they going to announce Dead or Alive right after they announced?
Bro. I said that jokingly last week, and I was like, Jesus, if that happens, let's go.
Because I was thinking, is Ryu going to jump down there and it's going to be like an opponent? You know what I mean? I was like, oh, this is going to be crazy. But then it kept going, and I'm like, what are they doing? Like, because it looks so new, but familiar. But I was like, is this going to be like another Ninja Gaiden announcement right after? Like for another new one? Because this looks like fucking fantastic. Like everything I was seeing was like, looks brand fucking new. I was like, what is this? But yeah, it was still familiar in ways, but I just couldn't register because it's been so damn long, right? And then they end up cutting to it and Ninja Gaiden 2, and I'm like, oh yes, and then Black, and it's Unreal Engine 5, and I'm like, wow, this is like that's a that's a pretty. I mean, I don't even know how much if you call it a rematch. It's like a remaster make maybe because like
Yeah.
the visual assets are just completely overhauled. Like it looks completely different. I've been installing on PC and on the console today, but I had to end up pausing both of my installs, so I haven't had a chance to dive into it yet. But I'm going to play it tonight, and I can't wait to see what it's like. Because Ninja Gaiden 2 is my favorite of the franchise. So seeing them do that, it's in Game Pass again, day and date. Shadow Drop on top of the other Ninja Gaiden announcement. You're right. It's a perfect way to say, hey, if you're interested or potentially curious what this franchise is all about, if you've missed it, well, here's maybe the greatest game in the franchise, but hey, brought to you in a brand new way. Go ahead and play it in Game Pass. Like, okay, yeah, definitely. And
Right.
I saw just as much hype and excitement about that as I did Ninja Gaiden 4 because there's a lot of fans of this specific game, and this
Yeah.
will be the best version of it for sure,
Yes, it
right?
will be.
And it is beefy, man. Like 80, what is it,
85
85
gigs.
gigs or something?
Yeah. Yes.
Like there's a lot of assets in there. That they overhauled the graphics like completely on this thing, so justifiable for a $50 price tag. But again, it's in Game Pass day and date. It features the whole suite of Xbox Play Anywhere as well. I was curious if the Ninja Gaiden 2 Black
Mhm.
was also Xbox Game Studios publishing if they put in for that like as well,
I
if
didn't
that
see
one.
that at the
Yeah.
end, if that was one of the or if that was just part of I think it's might be I mean, I'll probably look it up real quick. Ninja
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black.
yeah, 2 Black. And if for anybody wondering in the collection contains Sigma version.
Yeah, which is
There's
different.
multiple versions, which is different.
Yeah.
Black is considered the best overall. Okay.
Well, this one
Um,
has like dismemberment and stuff too, which was not in
yeah,
Sigma.
and Sigma is actually on the hardest difficulty. Most people believe Sigma is the hardest one because they actually
Yeah.
have more enemies to fight in a lot of the levels than Black does. But Sigma also took away some of the exploration, adventuring aspects, cut those out. So it was just more straight up, like here, 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 here. So there is that disagreement for anybody who doesn't know. And there's base version too, still. But again, that's the difference between the two. Black and 2025. Let me see who's publishing here.
Because I would imagine that this had some. They did this because of the doing Ninja Gaiden 4 as
Yep.
well, right? So I just don't know how that all worked out. Just curious about it.
This is saying that is Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is just Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja,
Okay,
and
cool,
that's it. Yep. So, and that's
awesome.
coming from Gamatsu. So, but yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah. So yeah, no, absolutely amazing comeback here. Mav, let's sidetrack here just real quick because this is the perfect game to kind of sidetrack and have this conversation about what you've got right above us on our screen right now, because that actually started off the whole show and a lot of
Yeah,
people missed it. This is something that we've talked about extensively here and brought up as many times when people, you know, want to say why would you still buy an Xbox? Why wouldn't I just go buy a PlayStation 5 since you know these games are going to come out? Or actually, let's start here, Matt, real quick. Let's start here because they broke a rule, Matt. We wondered if this was going to happen at the show. They announced this for PlayStation 5 at the show.
yeah,
It was on the last screen. So for anybody that was curious of whether or not the developer directs were going to stick, and we asked this question, I thought it was a fair question, right? If they would do and actually announce other platforms at the Dev Direct, that is now been answered. Yes, they will do that. Curious, Switch 2 wasn't announced on any of these games. We'll see when that happens.
yeah.
But the fact is, they announced this. They announced Doom, the Dark Ages, for PlayStation 5. I can't remember. I wasn't paying attention to Clair Obscur at the end. Did they have PlayStation 5 listed there as well? I
I
don't think it really
didn't.
matters.
I
Everybody
didn't.
knows it's
Yeah,
multi-plat.
I don't. I think that was maybe the only one.
Okay, because it doesn't it's a third party, so I guess that makes a little I mean, but so is Koei Tecmo. Anyways, whatever. Doesn't matter.
And maybe
So
because it was like today.
maybe, but oh yeah, maybe. But Ninja Gaiden and Doom Dark Ages both showed PlayStation 5.
Right.
So anybody that was curious about that, it's dev directs aren't off limits, right? Now we'll see showcase season, right? That's gonna be the next one to see, but they're full third-party publishers now, folks. And so that rule is off the table. But Mav, your thoughts here on the opening of the show where they went through, all these are representative of the games, and so blah blah blah. They do all their little stupid intro stuff. They flashed up on the screen what is above us, Mav, that says all games support Xbox Play Anywhere and Xbox Cloud Gaming. Buy once, play on Xbox consoles and Xbox app on PC with cross saves and cross progression.
Yeah.
Value, value, value. That includes Ninja Gaiden 4. That includes Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. That includes Doom the Dark Ages. Includes South of Midnight. And also includes the third-party developed Clair Obscur Expedition 33 year map. This is what we've been promoting as one of the main reasons why, when people say, why would you be with Xbox? On top of Game Pass Ultimate, what it brings for us as value, as grazers, this right here, this underappreciated little bonus that they had on a lot of games that people didn't even realize they have on a lot of games. But as they've transitioned into this massive third-party publisher now, Mav, biggest in
Yeah.
the world. Again, I'd have to go look at Tencent, but I think just offhand, content-wise, they're the biggest publisher in the world now. They have started to promote more and more. We heard about this being promoted more and more as they start to get together their mobile app, as they start to get together their new updated Xbox UI, which is supposedly going to go into handhelds and PC. Jason Ronald talked about it. And we've seen more deals cut with third parties, Matt, to include their games in Xbox Play Anywhere. You buy one copy and you get to play that game anywhere
Yeah.
you are on any device you have access to. And this is a big presence going forward, Mav. This right here, being at the beginning of the Develop Direct, cements that idea 1000%, Mav, that this is the new value additive promotion that they are going to go for these 2 billion, 3 billion people that they've been shooting for a long time, to say, hey, there is a reason why you invest in our ecosystem, because if you invest in our ecosystem, we are going to give you back something that you can find nowhere else. And that is, number one, cloud access to your games that you own, which is, again, increasing. They've started it. They want to get up to the point where all your games that you own, you can play through the cloud. But number two, and even better, we are going to get as many games as possible to be Xbox Play Anywhere, where you only have to buy one copy and play it across all devices, and your saves follow you, and they don't cost you a dime, unlike other locations. What did you think about this? Them starting with this right here, Matt?
Yeah, I think it's important because like this is like something that I feel like needs to be screamed from the rooftops. Like, and putting it right in front like this, kind of equal to their, hey, Game Pass, all these are in Game Pass, which, that's exciting enough. Then you add this to it, right? Which, games that are in Game Pass usually have all this features combined with it as well. But a lot of people aren't familiar with it or don't even understand it or don't even know, because something they haven't been asking for or something they haven't paid attention to. It's because it's not something they're used to, right? But it's something that you should, because with your libraries and access to games, the future of your digital library and compatibility for where you can play and how you can access your games is extremely important, right? And I saw somebody like reply to or that Steelhead quote tweeted or something earlier. I'm trying to look for it real quick. Say like, because other people get to play these games, it means the Xbox version has less value, right? And I'm like, it's like the opposite. As a customer, as a consumer, it's like, okay, on one platform you buy the game and you can only play it on that thing, right? But on Xbox, you buy the game, you can play it on this thing, that thing, this thing, that thing, anywhere that has a web browser or whatever. You can access your game. Your save goes everywhere you are, all that kind of stuff, right? And thinking about what we should ask for as gamers, this is what we should ask for from every publisher, every company. This is what we should be asking for them to do, right? But Xbox is the only ones really delivering on that right now. And yeah, they got more work to do because of what they're going for with the everything is an Xbox whole mantra and the marketing campaign and all this other kind of stuff. But we're seeing all this start to become more driven home by them. We're seeing more work being done on the apps and on the PC app and all that other kind of stuff. And we know more of the game ownership via the cloud is going to happen this year. There's already big publishers supporting it for newer games right now, so there's no reason to think that won't be a thing. I was wondering, GTA 6 when it launches, will it be playable via the cloud? Because NBA 2K25 top spins there, WWE's there. What about PC gamers that don't want to have to go buy a console to play GTA 6 until it launches on PC? Could they end up deciding to use Game Pass Ultimate as a way to play GTA until, and then guess what? Later when they get a PC, they'll have access to it that way as well. They'll have already bought the game. So there's a lot of features and benefits to an ecosystem that includes all these kind of things, right? If a game doesn't launch where you want it to right away, you can still find a way to access it or this or that. So I think it's an extremely important feature. I think it's important that they put it where they did. I think I would even put it like after every single game announcement, plastered all over the place, because for me, it takes my decision away. Where am I going to buy this? Right? Well, for luckily I have Game Pass, so I don't actually have to buy it in any of them. But if I am purchasing it, right? Where am I gonna get it? Am I gonna get it on PC? Am I gonna get it on console? Right? What version? All that kind of stuff. Hey, I get it everywhere, and that is more value. That is the essence of what value is, as opposed to saying that my box is more valuable because other people can't have experiences that are on it. The game is more valuable this way. Your purchase or your subscription to your library of your content is more valuable. What is more important for you as a consumer, the plastic box that you bought to feel more valuable because of arbitrary gatekeeping? Or is it more important for your library of games to actually have more value? People got it backwards and twisted in their heads sometimes when it comes to stuff like this. And this is one of my favorite things about Xbox ecosystem. It's why I believe in the library and their storefront going forward more than any other platform, because they're set up for this future. Because they're already doing it today. And it's absolutely awesome to see that and know that those games, I don't have to make a damn choice. I'll get my cloud saves anywhere. I can play on my tablet at night in bed while we're watching movies. I can play on my PC sitting right here, or I can play on my console in the media room or on a TV in the living room or wherever I want. And that's what I want for the future of games, man. And yeah, dude, absolutely awesome. It can't be overstated how important access to your games is, especially in a digital age and where we're going. You're on mute, bro.
Shit. Damn it.
Shit.
No, especially we need more protection.
Yeah.
But until that happens, right? Until everybody catches up from about 2000 till now, the government's especially protecting us in a digital age as consumers. Until that time, the availability of my catalog on more devices in more places secures, in my eyes, that in the best way that possibly can right now, right? So to me, that availability, if they decide to stop making boxes, chances are my library still continues on, right? I don't lose access to them. I don't have to hold on to my Series X forever like I had to hold on to my Dreamcast back in the day to play my Dreamcast games. My Xbox purchase games will play elsewhere, right? If that ever were to happen. So that is the best right now. Again, and first of all, shout out to Special Nick. I just saw him drop in here. Nick, I don't know if you were around earlier, but we did give you your props, brother, for your tweet from 2022 on Ninja Gaiden. So props to you, brother. For all the haters out there who hate on you all the damn time, we did shout you out, man. So congratulations on that hit, man. That was a big one. With Platinum.
Yeah. This is what the guy said earlier. He said, "Why is it so easy to acknowledge that Xbox has less value because the games are available to other places, but for PlayStations that's not an issue."
Right.
But like it's not less value. Like you
Because
know,
this goes back, Mav, this goes back. Well, okay. I mean, okay. So let me bring you back to,
yeah.
the me who wishes they were fighting one for one with Sony. In the alternate universe right now, Mav, Ninja Gaiden 4 is an exclusive to Xbox, and you can't get that game anywhere else, and people are salivating over it right now, right? That they are absolutely salivating over it. Doom the Dark Ages is absolutely an exclusive, and nobody can get that. And PlayStation has no answers to those types of games. They don't make those types of games.
Right.
Right. So for the people in that mindset still, right, where
Yeah, it makes your box more valuable for sure.
correct,
Right.
correct, your purchase is validated by the exclusive content that only you and those that purchase that same box can play. And again, is it an old school mentality? Absolutely. Right. But it's kind of a consumer mentality that's been around for a long ass time, right? People who buy expensive things get that validation from knowing that there's only a certain level. And again, it goes up however rich you are, right? Somebody who owns a Ferrari feels a certain type of exclusivity that you can't just get anywhere else.
Right.
Right.
But the value comes from the fact that somebody
Right.
else can't have the same experience.
Correct.
Right.
Because
Which,
you are experiencing something that other people just don't or choose not to, right?
but that's the case with
can't gain
any
access.
game.
Correct. And agree.
You know,
I agree. but
Like
that's-
RTSs, like, am I having an exclusive experience because somebody else
Right.
chooses not to play it?
Right,
You know
of
what I
course.
mean?
But-
It's
but-
like it's such
but
it's
now-
a mindset thing.
But Mav, that's what drove the industry for decades, right? That's what
Right,
drove the
but-
industry for generations when the hardware was all different, when the actual hardware itself was doing different things, right? When there was a difference between playing Madden on your Super Nintendo and playing Madden on your Sega Genesis. We
Right.
all know
Oh,
there was
for
a
sure.
speed difference
Yeah.
between those two, bro. Again, my buddies on Super Nintendo used to try to tell me they had the best version because the colors were a little bit better, and I go, the speed on the Genesis. This is football, bro. I don't care about the fucking colors. The speed on the Genesis blows you guys out of the water. We're playing Madden on Genesis, okay? Period. So that back in the day is what started this because these devs, first party and third party, would make exclusive content because all the hardware was different. But people still have that mentality when they purchase their PlayStation 5. They say, well, we get the first party bangers, premium experiences from Sony. So therefore, we're different level of gamer than you guys are. You see it all the damn time.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, or indifferent. Again, it is what it is. I could step away from all of it and just go, yeah, it's bullshit, bro. It don't fucking matter. If you're a gamer, you're a fucking gamer. You're going to game wherever you want to game. We see right now the hypocrisy because there's a whole bunch of people who claim that all Xbox did was produce trash, all of a sudden really excited for a bunch of fucking games that are coming their way now. Right. So it's all bullshit, right? At the end of the day, but it is all about validation. And I think that some people still hold on to that, Mav. You know, whether we can sit back and go,
validating your purchase,
you're wasting your
right?
energy.
But like at the end of the day, like you can still play those games on the thing that you purchased.
Correct. Of
And
course,
you
can
also
still
get
enjoy
a
the fucking game.
you
Yeah,
get a better value on those games in
That's
that
my point.
ecosystem. So
That's my
like
point.
there
That's what we're
is
getting.
that is completely ignored, which is why the Xbox Anywhere thing, I feel like they need to keep pushing that because
Yes, 1000%.
like if let's say I was one of these people that was so pissed off last year and I was like, oh fuck this, I'm gonna sell my Xbox because they're giving my games to other people and stuff like that. I just can't even justify this existence of this pathetic brand, you know, bending their knee to the competition, right? I just got to go play on that. You know, there's people that are like that. Let's say I did that, and I'm like, it's like, okay, I'm selling my Series X. I'm gonna go get a PS5 Pro and take advantage of the PSSR. I'm gonna go all in on it, baby. $810, get my
Right.
disk drive, all this stuff, and I'm all sold on Sony so much. I see
Yep.
this show, I'm like, yeah, I'm getting your games. You know what? I'm like, fuck. If I had just kind of hung out, I would have
Yep.
gotten all those fuckers in Game Pass. I've been able to play them on my
Right.
PC, played them on my Xbox, play them in the cloud. You know, and if you want I see people running with the PS5 Pro thing too. You know,
Yeah.
well, if
yeah,
you
the
want
Pro
to
enhanced.
if you want to go all in and get the best experience, play on PC. I mean,
Right.
I
Right.
like that's at the end of the day, if you're gonna promote that as like the reason why,
Well, of
you know,
course. I mean,
but like
that's the
it's
easy answer. If you truly are stating that you want the best of best of best of all worlds, you save your fucking money for as long as it takes and go buy a PC.
yeah,
Like period. Point
you're
blank,
going
right?
to get it 5090
Cost
second it comes
cost
out.
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Cost doesn't matter at that point.
exactly.
You
Like
can't sit there and say that.
yeah,
The only thing you
the
can argue is
marginal
convenience. And even
difference
that's wrong at
between a
this point for the most
PS5
part.
Pro version and a
Yeah.
Series X version is not
Yes.
anything to like
No.
scream home about
No.
like, oh my god,
It's
it's
not.
so different. It's like it is what it is, right? So at the end of the day, man, I just think there's something to be said about the value that provides to us as
Right.
gamers, and I think just overall, it's a shame that mentality is so strong
Yeah.
that it prevents these people from asking for this same thing in their ecosystem, because to them it's a detriment to the value of a plastic box, regardless of the detriment it does to them as a consumer.
Correct.
You'd rather have the value of this box appear to be more valuable because people can't play the game in the cloud or can't play the game on their PC day and date, all dual entitlement, all that kind of stuff. You'd rather it appear that this thing is special, damned about your own purchases and your own subscription services, as long as that thing feels special. That's what I can't understand with that mentality.
I get it. I mean, I get why you don't understand it. It is. It's a. Again, when you sit back and you think about it, it's just it's strange. It's not like I don't know. It's all
It's
ego.
a
It's all
brand
it's all
loyalty,
ego.
feeling
Yeah,
pride.
it's all
It's a
ego.
pride thing. It's
Yeah,
100%.
one
It's a
1000%.
pride.
No.
Get behind this thing. It's better than
Right.
everything else,
Yep.
kind of thing.
Complete
And
fandom.
I'm looking at it like as a customer. I'm like, well, they're getting like shit. That's better for me. Like
Yeah.
this is
As a
better
gamer, yeah, that's all that matters.
for me. You know
I'm
what I
getting my
mean?
best value. Whether you like it or not, I'm getting my best value.
Yeah.
Whether that you find value in that or not doesn't matter to you. Again, there's questions that they're still not answering, man, over there, which is crazy. I've listened in on some discussions, and they're still not answering the question because they're all excited that games of service are going away, but they're not answering the question how they're going to how Sony is going to pay for their single player, single person, third person narrative, super expensive AAA gaming over there. Even though PlayStation themselves have said that they need to find revenues, streams of revenue. They still can't answer that question. Now they're all excited the games of service are getting canceled, but they can't answer that question yet. Right. So it's weird. And all of a sudden, like I said, they're excited that Xbox games are going over there. Whereas I look at it from, this side invested in Xbox at this point and PC and go, well, then I'm getting the advantage of you guys not having the games that we have or on this side. And you guys are going to buy them, which again, in turn, whether we like it or not, whether we agree with the decision or not, are going to supply money to the shareholders at Microsoft, which is going to make them happy, which means they continue to greenlight and invest in Game Pass,
Yeah.
in new experiences, in new devs, all this kind of stuff. There's word on the street this week that there might be a new Xbox dev being created right now, a new team.
Yeah. I saw that report too.
So that's when I look at that and go, well, as a gamer, again, take all the other shit out of it. As the gamer, where am I benefiting the most? It's right here on this side right now, period, point blank. Right. So yeah, it is weird. Brett Bingham asked us, Mav, with Platinum working again with Xbox, if we would want them to go back to Scalebound. My short answer at this point, I've always said that I would give Scalebound back to Platinum and let them do it. I've always said this. I've been on board with the Scalebound comeback. However, Kamiya is now gone from Platinum. Kamiya was Scalebound's
Yeah.
dad.
It was his dream game to make.
It was his dream game.
Yeah.
Without Kamiya, no. Without Kamiya, no. You don't bring back Scalebound ever. So that's just point blank, easy.
Yeah, I'm same there.
You just say, yeah. Go ahead. You want to take super chats or?
Yeah, we'll get to the one other thing is this one
Okay,
guy
go,
was
go, go.
like
Shoot.
so one guy was like after I was like, oh, Xbox is loaded for the first half, and he's like excited to play them on my PS5 Pro, like some kind of an insult as a comment. I'm like, my reply is like, awesome. Which ones are you going to buy? Like
Right.
cool.
all of
That's
them? I mean, that's
awesome.
fantastic,
Get
bro.
them, get them. You know, I get them in Game Pass. I'm set. But if you want to buy them on your PS5 Pro,
Please.
that's awesome. Because
Please,
guess
bro.
what? That's more money going to them. That's going to mean the games are more successful, which means we get potentially more games. That's great. Cool, man. You're not taking anything away from me by saying that. And it's funny that that's always like gotcha, raise a toast for all these PS5 Pro enhanced games that were just shown at the hey, cool, man, enjoy them if you want to buy the games, because they're delivering more games for your fucking platform than your own first party can even fathom to create right now.
Right. I think it's cool that again that people are getting excited about Xbox games when forever we were told that Xbox games were shit and they didn't need them and it wasn't
And
the
now
type
it's
of
a
games we wanted
now
to
it's a
play.
fucking celebration with a toast.
Right, and I'm happy for that because that means that there's a lot more real gamers out there than they were letting on. Because again, that means that they really truly will play. Sure, they will limit themselves to the plastic box they own, but they will play other games outside of Sony first party, which is freaking amazing. That's awesome. I love to see it because there's genres. These genres aren't being represented on PlayStation right now. So if Xbox can supply them to you all and you guys are happy now, fucking love it, bro. Keep it coming because I want Xbox to keep doing these genres while you guys keep your genres. Like that's what I want, these genres. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Absolutely, man. Super chats. We got $5 from Brett Bingham. One only Brett says, all Xbox has to do is say, you don't have anything over there? Well, we changed our mind. You don't have our games either. Then it is game over. Yeah, like leverage is a thing, right? One way or another. I think ultimately they are going to keep working together happily because they're each going to be making each other
These companies don't
lots
hate
of money.
each other.
Yeah.
There might be personal shit, but they don't hate each other. Fucking money. It's money.
Caper Grant 692 with the 10 Canadian. Appreciate you, Caper. Says, dude, Doom looked fucking fire.
We're
so
gonna
hyped.
get into it. We're gonna get
into
into it.
Like I will say my most surprising showing as far as my feelings changing. Not that I was down on it, but I was I haven't been as into Doom, the newer Dooms. Like I like them, but they're not like. But this one, it's checking the boxes, man. It's checking
all the boxes, right? Yeah, it's checking all that. We're gonna talk about here in a second. Let's do the next game that they showed here real quick, Mav, though. And that's South of Midnight. And I'm not gonna slight South of Midnight here. It's just that we've talked about South of Midnight a lot because we've seen it so many times now. And you guys know, you guys can go back years ago before we even knew what Compulsion was doing, and you will hear my admiration for Compulsion. Again, I'm one of the probably a small group of people that actually enjoyed the vast majority of We Happy Few of what I played. Even though I do admit that it was a rushed game and they obviously ran out of time and ran out of money and it just didn't turn out the way it was undercooked that they should have. But I had the utmost faith in Compulsion. I've always have had the utmost faith, just like Phil. Phil's been out here trumpeting Compulsion games since he purchased them. Actually gave them the green light to go for a AAA experience for their next game when a lot of people had zero faith in Compulsion. And while South of Midnight might not have been the genre or type of game that I would have asked Compulsion to make or wanted Compulsion to make for me, again, selfishly as a gamer, that doesn't mean that I don't look at South of Midnight and understand that this is quality. that this looks extremely polished, that they have chosen a wildly fantastical mythology to that is not represented in a whole lot of games and brought it to life. And I think one of the best, coolest ways possible with the stop motion and the actual artistic design put into this game. And from all the stuff that we have seen, including today's presentation, the acting, the music, all of it off the charts. Again, gameplay wise, probably not going to be the game that keeps me for very long. Maybe I'll be shocked. I am going to play it. But we did get to see this, Mav, today. And of course, we did. Oh shit! Of course, I don't have him up. I don't know why I didn't even bring him up. We did get a release date, which we knew this was what this was going to be today. Was going to be release dates, especially for the three
Yeah,
games that we knew about. What was South of Midnight's release date?
April 8th.
April 8th. Thank you. So, Matt, we got a good another look, introduced to some new people, and some familiar faces that we saw in the previous documentary from Compulsion as well. But we got a new look. Some new people got voices got heard about the game and what they were creating, and we got a good look at some new aspects of South of Midnight, including Mav. What the one part that I did pick up on that I thought was pretty dope. And again, you can tell me because you watched it more closely than I could. But the one thing I did that I picked up on was the boss battles. The music picks up as the boss battles go, and the
Hmm.
bosses themselves have different stages to them, and their attacks change up and become more and more and more, and the music adapts to that and brings that level. We've seen this in other games before, but I just thought that was super dope to hear. And yeah, I was again, nothing today changed my opinion one way or the other on South of Midnight. I think it looks fantastic. I'm so happy for Compulsion Games because I've had nothing but faith in these guys and gals, and I want them to be successful. And there's a lot of people who are hyped. I heard Steele getting super excited as he was watching it. And I just want, I hope there's a whole group of people that just go and love the hell out of this game, and I hope it becomes one of the best action platformers of this year. What do you think of South of Midnight's presentation today, then, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, it's one that definitely seen quite a bit already. So like there, I did see what I was hoping to see was more different changes, and not that you're like changing biomes or anything like this,
Right, right,
right?
right.
But like you see in different environment areas, and they showed you some of the different bosses and stuff like that you're going to be fighting. Some more of the folklore characters and stuff as
Yes.
well. I thought the animation was really cool looking again. It showed some story elements there, interaction with like her mom at the beginning and all that
Mm,
kind of stuff. Set kind of the set the table for like where the story is gonna go and stuff like that. So it's like out of all of them, this is the one I'm like the most curious about. Is it going to click with me? Is it not? I don't know. This I won't know until I get my hands on it. But I loved everything about what I saw from it for the kind of game that it is. I think this is a very like artistic game. I think it's going to have probably like really good combat, but it's not going to be like the best combat in the world. I think it's going to have a really good, interesting story that is set in a very interesting place, and that's going to be like its best attributes, right? So, uh, that is hard to translate for me until you're experiencing something. You know, like how is it going to resonate with you when you're playing it? How are you gonna feel when you're in the world with the controller in your hands and stuff? I'm not as into like combat usually when you're using like wands and all that kind of shit as much. Like I like swords and like direct like meaty kind of combat usually. So that's gonna be interesting seeing how that's gonna play out. But I thought it was gorgeous. I thought the story looked great. I thought the environment looks great. I love the music. And I thought it showed really well. People seem to be really hyped about it, especially if you were already excited for South of Midnight. It's doubling down and kind of going deep into all the reasons to be even more excited for it, right? So, looking forward to playing it, man. Like it's one that I was like I would have been on the fence on, right? Whether I pull the trigger day and date, or if it's but because it's in Game Pass, I don't have to make that decision. I get get to try the game and see how I like it, you know? So,
Right.
I've loved that about the ecosystem, but yeah, it'll be a hit or miss for people, I think. This will probably for me, it'll be a game that's like it really clicks with you and resonates with you, or it doesn't, right? That's what the feeling and vibe I get from this game.
Yeah, exactly. Agree with you 1,000%. And again, like you said, I mean, again, Game Pass, no risk. I'm going to drop in. I'm going to check it out because again, the story does intrigue me. The stop motion intrigues me. The design, absolutely want to see
Mhm.
some of this stuff. Just looks again, I can't say enough. Compulsion's really done their thing here. And I want them to find success here, big time. So yeah, great showing from them. And again, getting to know some more of the devs. Always love this. Again, Tina and her team just do that a special way. And I thought they did a great job bringing that personality into it, behind the scenes of who is actually creating some of this stuff. And I thought that was just fantastic part
Mhm.
of this as well. Um, so April, Mav, right? Kind of where we thought too, right? We were
Yep. Yeah, I
speculating.
was saying to either
Yep.
March or April probably, so,
Yep.
it fit right
Yep.
in there.
We kind of nailed all these like out of the
Yeah.
park, kind of really. So, but yeah, April, right at the beginning of April, really good spot for it. Perfect.
Man, they're so
Can't complain there.
loaded first half this year.
We are
Crazy.
loaded. It's crazy, bro.
Real quick, shout
Yeah,
out to
but
Jay Rembert with the 5. Appreciate you, Jay. Says Xbox fans
hey,
have to
Jay.
understand that they signed a 10-year deal with Sony. At least for the next 7 to 8 years, games are going over. Yeah, the deals for ABK
Accurate.
stuff and
Yeah.
mainly Call of Duty, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's eh,
Decision's been made, bro.
money's money to them at this point. You
Decision's been
know,
made. It's done.
they
Yeah,
are gonna do what's best for their games and their franchises and their business with making
for their
money
shareholders.
and their shareholders. Yeah, for sure.
Pure and
And
simple.
ultimately, all I care about is if I'm gonna get good hardware to play on, I'm set. That's all I care about. So keep bringing
Yep.
these features like they're doing.
Right.
Keep increasing my value to my library.
Yeah.
Keep doing that.
Yep.
I'm super happy with it, but it's not just
What? Just cut out?
it's not just because of the
No.
ABK the contract with PlayStation for sure.
Yeah, no. No, they made their choice, so it's coming. Next up, Mav, the game I was most excited to see. A lot of people were. We got a glimpse of it, and obviously, I wanted to meet the team behind the game to see who they were. This part did not disappoint. And again, I got to watch it back in 4K. Really got to kind of listen to the devs in this. They've got pretty strong French accents, so it was a little bit more difficult. But this is what I was excited for right here. And of course, I'm talking about Sandfall,
Yeah.
the studio Sandfall, and of course, I'm talking about Clair Obscur Expedition 33. This is the Western JRPG mix up, mashup, whatever you want to call it. Old school JRPG with European mythology, with some action to it, and a unique story. Um, and like I said, I gotta go back and listen, but I tried really hard here, Mav. But this did not disappoint, Mav. So they covered the different aspects of the game.
Yeah.
Number one thing that stood out for me, Mav, and something that we have seen studios have a problem with recently that have caused some games to tumble down, especially when you get into RPGs, when you get into games that are dependent upon character development, story, etc. 4 years between the founder of the studio and I forget her name again. I wasn't able to pay attention to everything, and the main writer worked for 4 years nailing down the story, Mav, and about what they were gonna do. That is no small piece of time to dedicate yourself to make sure because they said they knew all along the story had to grab people, Mav. It had to have a good hook, which of course is the painter. We found out some interesting things about that. And again, I'm going to ask you to fill me in on anything else that I missed because I didn't catch all of it. But right there, I was like, oh, no wonder why. No wonder why it had us from the get go. The minute they started showing it, the minute I started hearing people talk about this, or the characters talk in game about what was going on. No wonder why. Okay, you guys put that much time and effort into making sure the story's right. Cool, perfect. JRPG style game, absolutely. RPGs need that. blown out of the water by that. Then they showed off some more of the combat map. And again, every time I see it, they didn't spend a whole lot of time on the combat. Don't think they really need to. It speaks for itself. But what they did do is show us different monsters, different locations, one actually being underwater, it appeared, fighting underneath the water, which looked dope as hell. But all the special effects, the button presses that you can use, they talked about how they worked tirelessly, Mav, to perfect the combat, to balance it out. And they actually wound up changing things over the course of time because they did a ton of play testing on trying to meld this, action turn-based system down, but they found out that some people had a hard time with it. So what they wound up doing is giving the people that want the challenge to take on the challenge of active parry, active dodge, etc. in game to be able to get some bonus out of that. And you will get rewarded for that in combat if you want to take that challenge on. If you're up to it, you want to take it on, you're going to be rewarded for being able to play that way. But that you're not going to be stopped from playing if you can't figure that out. Kind of like in Souls games. If you can't figure it all out, the dodges, the parries, learn the boss moves, you're going to be kind of stuck for a very long ass time. Sure, there's some builds you can do to get out of that. Again, I don't spend my time doing that. That's why I don't play Souls games. It's not going to bang my head against the wall. But they came up with an alternative way to Mav so that if you don't want to spend your time doing that, you don't have to, and you can play the game still. Thought this was really, really cool that they worked this hard to get the combat. Then they talked about Mav, the hook itself with I forget what she's called. Is she called the painter? I forget what she is called. I forget what
I think they call it the painter.
There's something like that. The painter or something like that. Well, we knew that I thought it was random numbers that she was painting each year. It's not random numbers. So it's a countdown. It's a countdown. So each year the numbers get lower. And whatever that number is, everybody that's older than that dies. So everybody keeps getting younger. The amount of people left keep getting younger is what happens. This is crazy. So this is not just a random number. So this is kind of a doomsday scenario, an eventuality where everybody will be killed off if nobody can stop her. That's why they send on an expedition every single freaking year. Of course, they talked about the character development here, Mav. Each person has their own story that they're going through, their hangups, things that obviously have happened. Some of them have lost entire families. Some of them, all these different experiences they go through, all these emotions are also wrapped up into while they're on this expedition to go defeat the paintress, or whatever we'll call her, the paintress.
It's the paintress. Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The paintress. I was right. Okay.
I was looking
so
it
the
up.
paintress. Thank you. So as they go to defeat the paintress, that is also a part of this game, is learning everybody's kind of story and how unique each one of those stories is. Then they also explain, Mav, big skill trees for everybody to play how you want to play.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be meta builds, but they just said we wanted to make everything viable so you can set up, and each character has strengths and weaknesses. Each character has an individual skill tree, so you can set up your characters to play how you want to play in your party. Role-playing game. That's why Spider-Man's not an RPG. This is a role-playing game. The passion and the enthusiasm, the excitement from Sandfall themselves, Mavs, the people that spoke on camera. This was a passion project. One of the founders talked about how it was his vision to go do this. He had this vision of this JRPG from his youth that he wanted to bring to life with this European type French mythology. And he knew he was going to have to build a special team. And he even talked about some of the early people that he started with and how that just kind of kept the ball rolling. And all of a sudden they grew this team into what they currently have, which is still a small team by today's standards, at the level of quality that we're seeing on screen with the animations, the character work. All of that looks top notch. This looks like a AAA old school JRPG is what this looks like. You could feel it, Mav. Like, they know they've got something special because they built a special team around one idea, and it's such a unique idea. And because they've nailed it, and I think internally sure There's still some always going to be that question: did we really? Are people going to love this? But I think they know what they've got here, Matt. You could see it in their eyes, the little twinkle as they were talking about each aspect of the game, and then we're seeing the clips following that up, and it's all proof in the pudding, at least visually and audibly from what we could see and hear on the screen. We don't have a control in our hand, but I think they've got this, Mav. And then to confidently announce that this game comes out April the 24th this year. So we're going to get South of Midnight April 8th, and then we're going to get this April 24th. It's going to be in Game Pass. It's going to be everywhere else. Obviously, it's a multi-plat game. They are ready, Mav, to give this gift that they've brought together, that they've made to the rest of the world. And I think they know that they're in a unique spot that's going to grab a whole lot of people from a lot of different places to play this game. And I after today, I was all ready. This is one of my most hyped games of the year. But after today, oh fuck yeah! I mean, this is going to be one of those games that comes out in a game of the year type quality. As long as they nail the landing, we're going to be talking about
Yeah.
this as one of the indie darlings of this year for sure. Maybe even one of the indie darlings over the past couple years, which is saying a lot because we've seen a whole lot of indie darlings. Mav, coming out of this direct, I've given you all my thoughts. Probably should have let you go first on this one, but I'll let you go first and do. I'm just so hyped for this game. What caught your attention here, Mav? You were also excited for this game like I was. Anything else that I missed that you want to bring up point wise as for what this game was, but just overall, Mav, now getting a good look at this team and the game that they're making in Clair Obscur Expedition 33 coming at the end of April 24th. What's your thoughts now, brother?
Man, it's like for me going into this was the game that we knew about going into it. It was my most anticipated to see because I wanted to learn more about it, and I'm glad that it was here because I think again it showed off extremely well. Right, I see a lot of hype and excitement about it. My main takeaways were the story and the originality of everything that they're creating. It's like there's nothing out there like this. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, we have an idea. Let's make this game. It's not really based on too much. Like we're gonna make our own characters. We're gonna make our own story. We're gonna make our own this. We're gonna make our own that. And it's just going to be completely different than anything out there. But it's our dream game to make. So we're gonna make it. We're not gonna chase any trends. We're not gonna chase anything that all these other people seem to do that they seem like they know what's right or what's whatever. We're gonna make what we want to fucking make. We're gonna make it how we want to make it. And to see them have that idea, which you could say that, but actually executing on this is another level. And graphically, it's gorgeous. The story is intriguing as hell. The characters are super cool. The side characters that they had there, like even like with the blimpy thing that you're riding around the world map that that you increase his abilities to help you access different places and stuff. You have the monkey man thing with the mask that's like a fuzzy white yeti looking dude that's going around that has a
Oh
fun
yeah, I forgot the
personality.
secondary characters. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just like, hey, my people love combat. That's fun to us. So this is just why I'm here, just to beat the shit out of enemies. But then you get into the actual turn-based combat and you see how dynamic and fun it looks, right? With the numbers popping off the screen everywhere in really cool fashion, but the abilities look like really great animations. But then taking in another twist on turn-based, what I would call JRPG style games, is this deep skill tree. That seems more ARPG, right? Like the way that they have the skill tree set up with so many different options to where they're talking about all these different kinds of builds. Yeah, other turn-based RPGs and JRPGs have had stuff like that before, but usually not to the extent of what we see in this, right? So they were talking about you could just do whatever, which was super intriguing. Also adds a lot of replayability to these kind of games. Um, but yeah, man, it was like impressed me more than I anticipated. I was shocked to find out this is gonna be $50.
Yeah, that too.
Like, I'm guessing because it's an indie game, it's your first
Mhm.
one and all this other kind of stuff, like, but I don't know, it seems I don't know if it's gonna be shorter or not or whatever, but it doesn't matter. Looks like a pretty damn big game, with super high AAA production value. But yeah, I have a feeling this is gonna be grabbed by many gamers across multiple platforms. I mean, Game Pass day and date, people are gonna be excited to give it a go when it launches. Yeah, I'm pumped for this one, dude. It was already high on my list for this year and this loaded year. But to get a release date also again for the 24th, seeing everything that we just saw today, I can't wait to play it. I know it's going to be it's probably going to be a memorable RPG.
Yes.
I think it's going to. And I think this studio, this team that we saw today, Sandfall Interactive, will
Mhm.
become one of these studios that everybody can't wait to find out what their next big game's going to be.
Yep.
This will launch. Everybody, I think people will love it, and then you'll have maybe Expedition 32, or you'll have some other kind of really crazy, unique creation that they create. And I think my prediction is that this team will be a household gamer, like a name that gamers identify with making great games in the industry. Going forward after this launches. I hope
Yeah,
that for them, but yeah, I think they're off to a great start.
I think they got the potential to do that, exactly that, man. Because that's something we also talk about. As much as people like to, point to all the problems this industry has, has and has had for a long time, but obviously accentuated over the past few years for sure. We see these new studios that are still that are successful, that are popping up, and what we talked about years and years ago, Matt, was technology with all these engines and stuff nowadays that are leveling the playing field between the indie devs and the triple A's. And to see a game like this, you would not. And again, these devs are experienced devs, but this is the first time making a game together, which means a lot. Again, a lot of them are former Ubisoft devs. A lot of big talent left Ubisoft, and it isn't always a guaranteed success. We see a lot of failures too. But the fact is, the fact when a team gets it together like this, Mav, and has an idea and actually does get the right people in place, they could put out a first game that you could put side by side with most AAA games and ask somebody to pick out ask somebody to pick out the indie game, and most people probably wouldn't be able to pick it out with any relative success or assurance that that was the one, that was the correct one. That's the difference nowadays from the old days, and I love it because we do have these new studios that can form from some of the ashes of what happens in this industry, and we see this to start anew and to start that climb up the ladder, maybe even go higher than they ever found before on their own when they were part of a big conglomerate like Ubisoft, right? A big corporation. They might actually find more success on their own than they ever would have inside Ubisoft and actually become the next big studio. This might be a run that we weren't ready for. This might be a new franchise that we just weren't ready for, right? Or maybe they got new ideas that are going to come into play. But that's the great part about this industry. And that's why I look around when people say this industry is crashing or this industry is dying. As long as I keep seeing examples like Samfall Interactive coming around, um, and so many other indie and double A studios popping up, I'm not going to agree with that. I think this is still a thriving industry who has a lot of potential in it and actually is opening up more doors for more people than it ever has before, even though it might be closing for a lot of people. And a lot of people are leaving the industry for a variety of different reasons right now. Um, I think that there's never been a better opportunity for somebody who really wants to make a game and has a great idea to make one, and find success in today's day and age. I just really think that that's a difference right now between the old days, and love to see this, man. Love to see this.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be big, man. I think they're going to stick this landing, and I think this is going to be, like I said, up game of the year quality stuff here.
it'd
Um,
be amazing
God,
to see, dude. I mean,
would
so much freaking talent out there, dude. It's crazy.
bro,
I loved
it's
how enthusiastic they each
that's
were
what I say.
talking about
Yeah,
it, like just like and the artist was talking about, yeah, I just imagined it like this, so I made it like you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like, um, it takes a lot of the bullshit out. It's just this small team saying this is what we. It's kind of like it used to be, you know.
Yeah.
even for the devs that are household names now with all this stuff that have all of these hurdles and the stuff to get a game greenlit and the focus groups and the meetings and you have stakeholders and shareholders, all these other kind of things you got to worry about. It's like these guys are just like, I want to make this. Somehow Xbox saw it early on, was like, we need to get behind this shit, right?
Mm.
And like
Yep.
we're getting a Game Pass deal done on this.
Yeah,
We're
whoever
doing this.
saw this one,
Yeah, hey,
nice job.
props to you for finding this when
Yeah.
you did.
Yep.
I'm get maybe there's some hype behind the scenes or what, I don't know, but yeah, this is going to be one that I think will stand out amongst this year for great
Yes,
games.
for sure. I think it definitely.
Or it could come out and it suck ass and everybody hates it.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Shit. Oh, I just saw a screenshot of Alex. Fucking I want to shout out though. Alex, he's hilarious. He's actually watching it, and then somebody caught him with his eyes when they put up the 100 passive skills.
Yeah.
They said there was 100 passive skills that he's looking at. Of course, he's a Path of Exile
Yeah.
2 guy, so he likes the shit. And he was looking at like crazy though that a small team would tackle skills like this. Again, the skill trees. I saw that and I was like, oh
Yeah, it's
shit.
different for a game
Yeah.
like this kind of RPG, man.
And Mav, I'm just gonna say this right now. I haven't seen all of it, but I wasn't. And again, I gotta go back and watch. Shout out to the devs who are finally paying attention to UI. Holy shit, this one has some fucking lookers to it too. The way the characters look in the UI and the way the menus roll, like I gotta see it in action, I gotta feel it. But yo, they are getting some of these devs are getting ultra creative. Obviously, Metaphor Refantasio is on a whole nother fucking level. Okay, right? Again.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, finally, UI is getting the respect that it deserves from the devs, some devs who are actually paying attention to that, especially in RPGs and those types of games where you spend a lot of time as in menus. My God, it's beautiful to see some people taking that art work seriously in there. So, anyways, I just had to say it because I was watching it. I was like, yo, those characters look fucking cool. Look at how they got the skills set up. Okay. So I got to see more of it, but man, did it look good. All right, Mav, final game. This is a big one for both of us, and I'm gonna let you lead on this one since I took that one. We saw this announcement was made last showcase. We knew this was coming. It's freaking id. Listen, Doom is Doom. Doom has been Doom forever. Id has been id no matter how many people have come and gone from id. Id has stayed stable. It is one of the most consistent, best developers out there. They go and help other Xbox developers make work on their games. The id engine has got to be one of the best engines ever created, underappreciated, underutilized, should be used more. All they do is produce high ass fucking quality every single time out. Whether I like them all the time or not, doesn't matter. I've been playing Doom since the first one all the way through. Again, Doom Eternal wasn't my bag because of the platforming at all. But of course, can't deny 4K, 120 frames per second on the freaking OLED. Game is fucking gorgeous and flawless. Like it's just, it's fucking Doom. Okay. The minute they announced Doom Dark Ages, you guys all saw my reaction to it. We saw it. I said it looks like there might not be platforming in this one. Okay, I'm back. Plus dark fantasy world. Okay, you sold me. Well, Mav, we got a great dive today from id themselves during the dev direct on Doom the Dark Ages with an announcement of course, the release date being ta-da, May 15th, something we were guessing even prior to the smoke coming out, Mav. We thought May, June, right? For Doom, perfect time. They even called it a summer showcase. I think we had that discussion on PM to PM one night where I said it feels like it's not the summer blockbuster, right? Summer blockbuster kind of game. Like that again, there's no bad time to release video games anymore. That's gone out the window, especially these past few years and probably the next few years. There's not going to be a bad time. It's full. So we thought that was perfect timing. Mav, id shows up today and throws down the fucking gauntlet and says, we're fucking back. Welcome to another fucking Doom. Oh, let's just go ahead and blow your minds and change fucking shit up, but still just crush it. Mav, give me your thoughts on what you saw in Doom: The Dark Ages. Lay out what caught your attention today because they did break down some more stuff on the mechanics, some new weapons. They got into a bunch of shit like the mech and everything else. The dragon. What Doom: The Dark Ages, Mav? One of your highest now anticipated games. Like jump up, stay the same. What do you think here, brother?
Oh yeah, you know I like the Doom games. I like they play great, they're optimized, they're polished. I mean they're fun. But the last two were like I had fun with, but I just really couldn't like get sucked into them. Right? There's something about them that was a little bit not grasping for me for whatever reason. Right? I loved the old school Dooms back on original PlayStation and stuff when I was playing like old school, um, Doom 64 and all that kind of stuff, right? But this one, it's like they were speaking to me and what I want from Doom when they were talking about this game. They were like, "Okay, they specifically in the first one, we asked you to do this. The second one, we asked you to like fly around like a jet or whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to do that. Not in Doom." this one, we're asking you to be a tank. I'm like, yes, please. I just want to be a badass motherfucker that walks around and annihilates everything in my path and gets to explore this insane hellish landscape, find secrets, find things, unlockables or new pathways or whatever. I want to experience this world that you created as this badass and walk around and just fuck shit up. They talked about the contextual controls with the shield and then the melee and then the weapons. So they're still going to maintain that medley of gameplay kind of um style that they have where you got to attack certain enemies a certain way to get certain kinds of ammo and all that kind of stuff, which has become like a staple from them a little bit. But the way that they're doing it now seems much more for me. Like, okay, I got my shield. It's gonna be way less complicated and convoluted when I'm fighting to think about this kind of stuff, right? The weapons they showcased were absolutely awesome. Then they go into, hey, our dragon set pieces that are going to actually be full fledged, like lots of content with that stuff. As the mech, when you're walking around smashing giant demons in the face, um, that's fully fleshed out. Lots to do there also. But it's just like taking the stuff that I felt like I wasn't as much of a fan of in the last ones, erasing that and adding more of the stuff that I love. So for me, I was all over everything I saw here. When they started adding the music into it, they get into the gunplay, and then when they talk about the world, and that was the biggest part for me is them saying how open things are in the world to be able to go and kind of explore these open areas and stuff. And it's like go where you want, play how you want, all those other kind of things. That was super intriguing to me because it takes me back to the original Doom games back in the day when I was younger. I was doing a lot of backtracking, looking for things, trying to find stuff, all these other kind of things, right? And Doom 2016 had a good amount of that. I lost a little bit of it with Eternal, and because Eternal was more based on getting to the places by platforming and stuff. Whereas like 2016, you still had your key cards and all that, and you had the map. You're really trying to focus on those aspects. Um, but this is like bringing it to what I would have imagined back then, like a modern day game, what a Doom could eventually evolve into, right? And it's just everything was fucking perfect. Everything was more than what I could have hoped for. Setting, going into the story, talking about like this is a prequel to Doom 2016, right? So it's setting the table for that. It gives me a reason. Maybe after this, I'll hop back into 2016 and give it another go. And then maybe Eternal after that. But yeah, just everything about it, man, was super awesome. I'm curious on the length too. I think this one could be like the biggest Doom we've ever had in many ways. I'm talking in scope of the world, the amount of things there are to find and do, and then also within the sequences of the mixture of themes they got with the dragon and the mech and all that kind of stuff too. So yeah, Doom was on my anticipated list this year, but more so kind of in my middle, right? With everything we have to look for now, it's it's up there near the top, near the top of my most anticipated games. Like Fable's number one still, if it ends up happening this year, and then I don't know what would be number two, man. It's fucking Clair Obscur looks so good. Then I mean, maybe Doom is number two now. Avowed, Outer Worlds 2. Jeez. What a freaking year. Um JB1521 says Xbox is blessing us. It's you like the parry system too? Yeah, it's like another thing like they they made it to where you can adjust the gameplay speed. Right? So if you like super fast pace, you can jack it up. If you want it to slow down, you can slow it down a little bit, which is really cool to see because you can kind of tailor the game experience to what you like. But yeah, the parry system looked great. You could feel the combat, you could feel the guns, you could feel it just watching a video. You know how hard that is to probably accomplish. You know, you watch gameplays videos and all these things, and it's like, yeah, it looks cool, but I got to get my hands on it. I got to know what it feels like. I can feel what this game feels like without even fucking touching a controller, and it is gonna feel meaty. I can't wait. Maybe number two on my most anticipated list now. From this, going from kind of like, hey, I was looking forward to it, looking forward to trying it out, now to like, I fucking can't wait to play it. And it's May 15th. Dude, this first half. Oh my god. Like
Exactly what we were
it's
talking
checked
about.
out all the boxes, bro. All of them.
Exactly what we talked about. Yeah. There's a studio that you know is just having a fucking fun ass time making a
Yeah.
game.
Did you see the guy wearing the cowboy hat with the Texas State flag shirt on, sitting there?
I saw the cowboy hat. I didn't notice.
Yeah, he had a Texas State flag shirt on too.
Okay.
Like, and that's a traditional like cowboy shirt, you know, with the button up. And I can guarantee you, he had a belt buckle stuff. And it's like nobody actually dresses like that here, right? They're located in Dallas, but like,
Yeah.
he was doing it to represent for the
Of course.
video. I can guarantee you, and I just thought that was fucking awesome, man.
It is. I just imagine that studio is just a fucking blast, bro.
Yeah.
And just the way they presented themselves. Again, it's just no matter how many people have left it, they've just stayed so consistent with their products and what they do, and that engine just continues to evolve generation after generation, and it is always just so damn impressive. Anyways, yeah, man, but like I said all along, Doom: The Dark Ages was there for me. I play every single Doom. I try every Doom. It's not like one of my all-time favorite. Oh my god! But is it a kick-ass time? Yeah. Is it one of those turn off your brain and just fucking go kill some demons? Yeah, of course. It's Doom Guy, right? It's Dude Bro Shooter. Like, yes, with some of the coolest ass weapons you will ever find in any video game. It feels great. All of them do. All of them have great sound. All of them have great punch. Everything about Doom is just freaking awesome. So, again, said Eternal was beautiful, amazing looking game and fun to play, except the platforming was just over the top. And when they started talking, Mav, and they confirmed that this one was going different, that this was going to be a stand your ground game, and they started showing it off right away with the shield and how many different ways you can use the shield, and it's all through one button press, Mav. Okay, now you got me like already because I'm like, oh fuck. Okay, you want me to parry every once in a while? I got an opportunity to parry. You're gonna give me, easy signals that I need to parry here, or reflect that one colored, shot back because it matches the color of my shield. Okay, cool, perfect. They started showing all the different ways you can use the shield. Then they brought out the 3 different melee weapons that you can use, and they're just bashing demons. They are just destroying demons. They talked about the new active finisher that can be done from any angle, any side. You control it. Oh, fantastic. Listen, that I don't have to look for flashing enemies and then hit it within a certain 3-second period in order to get my finisher off. Even better for somebody like me. They're going through all this, Mav, and I'm looking at these environments, and it's dark high sci-fi fantasy. Like it's a brutal mix of sci-fi and fantasy. Just a brutal mix. Like, yeah, it's all fucking fits.
Yeah.
This is fucking Doom, bro. It might be a different age, and they did confirm this was a prequel to Doom 16, which is awesome. And they said if you've never touched a Doom game, you could touch this Doom game and jump right in, and it'll lead you right into Doom 2016. But I'm looking at all this. I'm like, yes, like that. They showed off how they brought back the bullet patterns. Again, I'm an old shmup guy, shoot 'em up guy. So seeing bullet patterns come back where you can strafe in between the bullets. Again, I'm not as good as I used to be, but I saw that and I'm like, thank you. Love to see that come back again. Strafing in between, getting my shots off. They started showing off the guns, Mav.
Did you see the skin shred off the body of the monster thing, the demon? Like it's just like chunks of it just come flying off.
Are you talking about when they were using the skull, the skull splinter gun?
Yeah. And it was shooting the big guy, right? And it was just
shredding them,
taking out chunks of its fucking
grater
body, like
cheese grater, bro. They're melting. They were melting, but again, and then when they showed off I don't know what they're calling it, but the spear gun. Oh my god, when you can put them into a wall, yo. And then Math, if that wasn't, and again, I'm watching in awe. Again, I can't totally focus, but I'm just watching on my phone. I'm listening to it and I'm hearing the fucking guns. And of course, all the gun sounds is just spectacular. And I'm hearing the music in the background. And of course, it's got your classic Doom music, heavy metal, just fucking rocking. Everything's making sense. And then I go, but we're not done yet, Mav. We're not done. We're not done. We're finally going to give you the ability to jump into a 30-foot tall fucking mech and go crush some alpha demons. And I'm like, excuse me? Well, we saw it, so I knew it was coming, but I'm like, okay, I got to see this part. So I totally focused on this part. And yep, sure enough, you're just towering over the world. You're fighting these huge ass fucking demons. You're punching them in the skull. You're just caving them in. And then they show you pick up some freaking fucking Gatling gun, and you're just melting them as they fall into pieces before you in a mech. And they're like, oh, this isn't just a one-time thing, right? This isn't just a one-time thing. I'm, holy shit. And then they're like, the dragon. Gatling gun mounted fucking dragon with laser wings on it. You're fucking flying around and you're just killing shit I was like, yeah. And not one single mention. They showed one moment where you got to use your shield to get across a gap. I'm like, I can handle that. That's fine. I can handle that kind of platform. I got to throw my shield over there and I kind of teleport to it. Okay, I can do that. But all the rest is pretty much ground and pound.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. I'm going to probably have my new favorite Doom this year. On top of everything else.
Very high potential for me.
Very high likelihood that this will be my favorite all-time Doom. Just from everything I've seen so far. Right? And then they talked about exploration map. Well, if you know you're going to get me, you're going to talk about exploration. And by the way, we brought back all the Doom secret shit.
Yes.
You're going to be rewarded for going and fucking explore it's it. Yeah. It's over. It's sold. Like done. Deal. And again, coming to Game Pass day to day because you're now first party. Holy shit. I get this game for fucking free, quote unquote. May 15th, 12 days before my birthday. Happy early birthday to me. I can't wait to play Doom Dark Ages. Like there are so many games that are so high on my list this year. Like I probably couldn't even give you a top 10 2025 playlist right now that I'm hyped for. But this is up there. This is absolutely in my top 10 now. And that wouldn't have been the case. Might have been top 25 for most Doom games. But now that I've seen it and then what they're doing with this, fuck, it's it, man. This is one of my top most expected games this year. Most anticipated games. I can't wait to play this fucking game.
It's Xbox Anywhere, Game Pass day and date, like all this stuff, man. It's like it's crazy everything that
Wait,
we're getting this year, man. But yeah, it looks so good. It blew me
yeah.
away. And I feel
I don't know
like
if you, I don't know if you touched on it real quick, man. I don't know if you touched on it. They did confirm for people wondering if there's going to be multiplayer, no multiplayer. So that is one aspect that Doom never really has been big, but there certainly has been people who enjoyed the multiplayer. They said they decided early on no multiplayer, so they could solely focus on the single player experience. So no multiplayer, which is fine. Go ahead.
I'm cool with that. We got plenty of great multiplayer games to play this
Yeah.
year. You know, I don't need Doom to latch on some multiplayer mode that's going to potentially take away from what they wanted to do with the single player, right? So, I mean, epic. I think they paced the show right, starting with Ninja Gaiden and ending with Doom, because I think they knew what they had with Doom too.
Okay.
Like just seeing and shout out to I forget the name of the studio, one of the studio heads that was talking about it the whole time, right? But he was doing a great job, like talking about it because he was just super excited, and you could see the enthusiasm because he's like, "Yeah, we have this really cool thing, you know, like
because it's a gamer ass game again, man. This is a studio that's been doing that, and I love what you just said. The book ending of Ninja Gaiden and this two gamer ass games, bro, in the same dev direct, book ending that damn show.
Yeah. I think each one's in the middle are definitely like going to be for some and not for others, right? So
absolutely,
yeah, but you're booking ending it with the surprise first, and then ending it with Doom, which you knew was going to melt people's faces and has such a huge established fan base, right? That it was
knows her shit, bro.
Yeah,
she does, gets it.
They just did it right. Shadow Drop. Brand new first party game revealed again for 2025.
Right.
And Ninja Gaiden 4.
Yep.
Release dates for South of Midnight, Clair, Obscur, Expedition 33, both in April. And then shortly after, Doom the Dark Ages in May 15th. And what do we have after that? We have the Summer Showcase.
And we still got Avowed in February.
And we got Avowed in February. And we had Adam Fall in March.
And we got Sniper Resistance next week. Sniper Elite Resistance next week. We're covered, bro. And we got the other Eternal is it Eternal?
Eternal Sands, yeah.
Eternal Sands, yes.
Which I know some people are really liking it also.
Yes.
This game.
Yes.
Game
Another first game from a new studio, ex developers from Ubisoft, etc. as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, looking good. But all these coming to Game Pass. Like, it's nuts. Again, for the people saying Xbox is dead, Xbox is dying.
Getting more games than we ever had before.
Nobody's going to invest in Game Pass anymore. Nobody wants to put their games in Game Pass anymore. Again, explain it. Sure, they're dropping off the bag at a lot of these places. Absolutely. They're paying Team Ninja in a lot of ways to bring back Ninja Gaiden. And it's not just an exclusive, but that doesn't matter. Again, this is the benefit of doing what they're doing. And again, if it's not meant to last, if it's not sustainable, we will find that out in the years to come. But for right now, in the foreseeable future, I'm riding this bitch all the way out.
Eternal Strands.
This is the best. Eternal Strands. Thank you. Yeah, not Strands. Strands. I'm riding it all the way out, man. This is the best time to ever be a gamer. And again, that's partly because I look at almost all these games and I'm like, I'm interested. Like, and again, that's just me as a gamer. It's not going to be everybody. But for me as a gamer, I want all of these games. Like all of these games. Adam Fall is so fucking high on my hype list. It's not even funny. Like, it's dumb. And it's not even like it's rebellion. It's like, it's not even a game I had anywhere on my radar until I started seeing what it was about. And then I'm like, oh my God, they're making this fucking RPG, like Obsidian, like arcane, like game. Like really, Rebellion, and all of a sudden I'm super hyped about it. And I
Yeah.
just, it's an unbelievable time to be
And
a gamer.
I mean,
And
just think about this. Like, take us back a little bit further. Okay. Like, from last year, from Hellblade 2, and which was in May, late May,
yeah,
right? Then you had what, like August and September, you had like Age of Mythology Retold, you had Aura History Untold. Then you get into Call of Duty, right, which is in October, or was it late September this year? I think it was early. I think it was October. October with Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Then you have in December Indiana Jones. So if you even if you just want to say, okay, well, we're talking about big
and
games
Stalker.
and
Yep.
Stalker 2, right? And
Yep.
Game Pass day and date.
Yeah, absolutely.
You go Stalker 2, you got Call of Duty, you got Indiana Jones, which I think could have won Game of the Year for potentially even the Keeleys if it had launched sooner. It's won multiple game awards at different publications and award shows at this point. But you follow that up now with January, a surprise shadow drop for Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. You have Sniper Elite. February is Avowed.
Yep.
March, you have Atomfall. April, you have South of Midnight and Clair Obscur Expedition 33. And then May 15th, you have Doom the Dark Ages. And we know that still this year, the Outer Worlds 2, Fable, whatever else is coming for Call of Duty. Potentially still Oblivion remake. We'll see
Yep.
if that
Oh no,
gets in. It's announced, right?
it's all but guaranteed.
And I know I'm missing stuff, which is as crazy. Towerborn at some point
Powerborn,
here
absolutely.
and there.
Yeah. Replaced.
Replace Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, Game Pass
Correct.
day and date. Um, yeah. I mean, holy
And we
shit.
could still have some more first party games coming. And we could still have Square show up and shadow drop that fucking Final Fantasy 16 someday. Like all this shit is real. It has been real. This is the Avalanche map. This is, like I said, I want to see the other universe where they are legit competing and they are, because there's nobody that could stop them at this point. Like there'd be no denying them outside of the fact that they just didn't have any of the Sony first party games, but there'd be no denying it. The level of quality and the amount of content that they have coming is second to none right now. So enjoy this, folks. And if you're a gamer like me and Mavs, who enjoy a lot of different genres, you got to be in heaven right now. You have to be. There is no way you're not looking around going, I've got at least a dozen games that I want to play this year. At least a dozen games just on Xbox.
Yeah.
Between all the third parties and the first parties, and you're getting a vast majority of them. I mean, obviously, a big part of the big ones from first party are all in Game Pass. Plus, they keep adding more third party to Game Pass. And we've already seen some of the big ones, like Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, like Ninja Gaiden 4 now coming, like Atomfall, like Sniper Elite Resistance. They keep adding these. Sure, not all of them are like the biggest of all freaking time. No, but my God, these aren't small little titles. These are titles that you normally would spend full price on or wait for a sale and still wind up spending 30 to 40 bucks on them to play them anytime soon. And they're all just coming to Game Pass, man. This is the year, man. This is the first year from start to finish. We said this coming out of last year when we were speculating on this. This is going to be the first year, start to finish. Xbox will have something every step of the way. The only thing that will black hole it is Grand Theft Auto 6. It's the only thing. And we don't know how big a black hole that will be. Only Matt Booty will know how much time he wants to give Grand Theft Auto 6 before and after. But otherwise, from start to finish, we are going to have games, nearly multiple games every quarter from Xbox at this point, is the way it's shaping up. Wild. God, what a day. What a day. What a day, Mav. What a great show. I can't wait to watch this show back in 4K.
I can't
man.
wait till you get to play Tokyo Extreme Racer.
I know. I
I
got
wanna
Tokyo
hear.
Extreme and Ninja Gaiden 2.
I know, dude. I gotta finish installing that I
gotta
want
finish
to. I was started installing both the PC and the Xbox. I want to finish on the PC and like I want to jack all the settings up like crazy, and then I want to play it on the Xbox, and I want to play it in the cloud because I can.
Yep. I know. I'm gonna play Tokyo Stream Racer. I should be off work early tomorrow. Get my shopping done. I should be home before Xbox Ultimate. I should be able to play Tokyo Stream Racer tomorrow night before the show,
Right
before
on.
Xbox Ultimate, so I can check it out and try it. So for sure.
Yeah, looking forward to your
Oh,
impressions, man.
what a time, bro! What a time! It's unbelievable. Then we got these RTSs coming.
Yeah.
And there's just these are all time sync games, people. Like if there's ever a time to turn into a grazer like me and Mav, this is like the generation. Like
Yeah, no, people will criticize you online because they'll look at your
I don't
achievements, Pong.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's fucking
Steele and I talk about this all the time. I'm
yeah.
too old to care. I don't give a
I
fuck.
know.
Again, because
It's so funny.
I will never be on one of these shows claiming that I beat games when I
Mm.
didn't beat them. I will never come on these shows and claim that I'm giving some full fucking review when I haven't finished a game. I will always give you my impressions and I straight up admit that I'm a grazer. Again, that takes away from it for you as what my opinion means to you, so be it. It's just my fucking opinion. I don't give a shit. All I know is I touch more games than most people ever will, and I love it because all I'm here for is not to compare myself to other people, but for the experience that I get out of each game at this point. That's it. And that's all I want to do. I want to touch all these worlds, and I want to feel something from all these worlds. There'll be
Yeah.
ones that I finish, most of them I won't. That's okay with me.
I'm the same way, man. 100%. Like
Yep.
I'm so curious like about all these games and like what they feel like, what they play like,
Mhm.
and it's just
Bro,
impossible.
it
Like with the
is.
time that I have to be able to play,
Yep.
like to actually play everything. It literally is physically
Yes.
impossible.
Correct.
Everything that I want to play, it's physically impossible to. Like
Yep.
it's so but it doesn't stop me from wanting to try something and play it. Like
Right.
it's not
Right.
gonna happen, right?
No. No.
Like I fucking bought Top Spin the other night
I know, bro. That's crazy. I can't believe you did that. Whatever.
because I wanted to bat around a fucking tennis ball.
I know. Bro, I get it. You know I get it more than anybody. It's just funny as hell when you find when you say something random like that, like, oh, I picked up Top Spin. I'm like, Jesus, what?
Yeah, it's because of 3-bit. I blame 3-bit
Yeah.
for it because he kept talking about Top Spin. I'm like, man, it's been so long since I played a tennis game. I really feel like playing a tennis game. It was on sale.
Perfect. Hey, you know what's on sale this week that I might be? We just talked about it. Red Dead 2 is $15 on Steam
Oh,
this week.
dude, it's crazy. That's
I
another
know,
one I booted
50
up again recently. I
15
booted up
fucking bucks.
Red Dead Online on the PC to
Oh my
see,
god.
I made a character, a new character because they don't have cross
Right.
for that. So I
Right.
made a new character and stuff, and he's raring to go, ready to go, man. With anybody that wants to join me at some point.
I might have to pick it up this week at $15.
Nate Dogg says, "Go play Wii Sports, man." Hey,
Oh my god.
I liked Wii Sports. I bowled. I boxed.
Bowling was the only cool thing. Yes. Bowling.
Um, I liked Wii Sports.
Oh man.
Also Trombone Champ is a good motion control game
Oh, Trombone Tramp was fucking special. That was a nice little stream there. That was hilarious, actually. I love that one. Oh my god. Oh, you know what I fired up
I
this week
do
too,
want
man? I forgot.
what?
Midnight Suns.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
See, I haven't
actually
finished
got
it
past
yet.
the I actually got no. I'm not even close. You know me. But I got past the battle that I was actually stuck in before.
Oh, did you?
I dropped it. Yeah.
You got over the
I actually
hurdle
got to
now,
it.
so now it's gonna.
I got
be
over the hurdle. I only had
to.
to restart one more time, and then I just played it out. That's the cool part about Midnight Suns is, if you do restart or you save, because you can save, you can scum save for the most part. They have a limited number of save slots, but you can save scum throughout a battle. But the cool part is the enemies will pretty much do the exact same thing. However, minute differences to how you play the characters will actually affect how things turn. Like minute differences in where you place them and stuff can change the battlefield, which is insane. I love the level of strategy in that fucking game. That game is special, man. I wish Firaxis had gotten the credit they deserved and more people had picked that game up, man. Oh my god, Firaxis, I can't believe it. They had a winner, Mav. They had an absolute winner, and most people will never play it. But fuck if it's not great.
Yeah.
Card system fucked them, but it's still great. It's so great. Oh,
It is fantastic.
I was just looking at Mav. Somebody posted this for Game Pass this year. We were just talking about it, and I don't know if you said it or not, but Fable, Avowed, Doom: The Dark Ages, South of Midnight, Outer Worlds 2. Did you mention that?
Yeah, I did. I mentioned it. Yeah.
Okay. Outer Worlds 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, The Altars, Atomfall.
The altars. I forgot about
Yeah,
that
the
one.
Altars looks freaking good.
Yeah.
Bro, I played the demo. That demo's that's gonna be a great indie sci-fi game. Holy shit, for a lot of people. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 replaced the first Berserker Kazan, Eternal
See,
Strands.
That one, I can't find anything
Steel posted it.
anywhere that says it's in Game
December.
Pass.
December was announced. Steel posted the quote.
Where?
To what?
Okay, where was it?
I don't know. He posted the quote though from December. It was
in the
announced.
Fun Spec?
Yeah, in the Fun Spec family. I don't know where it's from though. But anyways,
like I can't. I can Google all over the place. I can't find anything.
I know. I don't remember ever being announced. I told him that last weekend. I was like, bro, I don't.
I found a Reddit where somebody said it, but then like they didn't have any like thing about it, you know. But people keep saying it, so I don't know if there's something.
I hope it's not one of those ones that just kind of. We had a game last year that was the same thing. Everybody kept saying it was going to be in, and it was not. We were like, bro, it was never announced. Anyways, Eternal Strands, Sniper Elite Resistance, Sleight of Hand. Remember that one, Mav, that we saw, that little indie strategy game? Yep. Lonely Mountain Snow Riders, which already just dropped and is getting rave reviews, by the way. That's new skiing games. It's supposed to be really dope. Subnautica 2, Dead Static Drive, Commandos Origins, Wu-Chang Fallen Feather, Towerborn, Winter Burrow, Mixtape, Citizen Sleeper 2, which people are now saying is better than Citizen Sleeper 1. And I told you all, if you just want one of the coolest aesthetic cyberpunk-esque sci-fi indie games with just cool music and chill vibes and make decisions, and you're timed, and it's not anxiety inducing. It's just a great game. Citizen Sleeper 1 is great. Citizen Sleeper 2 is coming, and Lost in Random Eternal Die. So that's just what we know about right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, assuming that first Berserker Kazan, that's 25 games right there this year. And I want to play 90% of them. 85, 90%. Yep.
Yeah. It's crazy, bro. Too much to play, too little time. And Assassin's Creed Shadows' previews are pretty positive today. ACG even was saying how great it was. So like add you know, man, with third parties too. It's looking like it'd be a pretty solid year for many big games. GTA 6 could hit this year. Switch 2 is going to launch. Going to have more game announcements for them in April.
Yep. A lot of game announcements, according to a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of shit showing up there.
By
the way, Astral Chain 2 is supposedly in development too, finally, from Platinum.
Yeah. I had the first one. I played a bit. I was having trouble because it didn't look great on my big screen, and then I didn't like playing on the small screen. You know,
it'll be backwards compatible, I'm sure. So maybe it'll update. And
Hopefully,
be better. Hopefully,
that's one of the ones that I had trouble with. But it's a great game. You know what I mean? Yep. But it's like the device was holding me back from enjoying it like I wanted. Legendary always says, I'm sad we won't get a sequel to Midnight Suns. That game is a classic.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Antonio Newman says Mana was the game that everybody thought was in Game Pass because it was at the Dev Direct.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Good call. Yeah. Good call. That was the one. Everybody kept saying Visions of Mana because we saw it at the Dev Direct. Yeah, that's right.
We were talking about this on Monday on Tidbits and stuff, or on FSP, because Fuzzy had the same memory that the first time we saw first Berserker Kazan, it had Game Pass.
Okay.
But I don't remember that. I remember being impressed with the art style and visuals, right? And I think it was marketed by Xbox, but I don't remember ever seeing a Game Pass. And I don't remember where we saw it for the first time.
I'm looking right now. I'm actually on their website to see if there's any Xbox
There's
Game
nothing.
Pass. There's nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing anywhere. about First Berserker because on Game Pass.
Yeah, I know. I should ask Steele where that actually came from because he did
Yeah,
post.
I saw. I went back and looked at
Yeah,
our DMs and I
yeah,
see what's still
yeah,
posted, but it's
yeah.
like there's no context to it. It's just
Right.
it's
Right.
like he copied and pasted it from somewhere, but I don't know where he
Yeah.
copied and pasted it from. Um. So yeah, I'm curious, man. I mean, okay, so there's also something else that happened on Tidbits on FSP.
Okay. Yep.
Uh, so sometimes sites can get things wrong, or maybe they're not, right? But on the site releases.com, they had Forspoken coming to Xbox this week.
Oh,
Tomorrow.
really? I
Tomorrow.
heard people. Oh God, really?
Because it's 2 years after it
Yeah.
launched on
I don't think
PS5,
Square will spend the money to even port it over. It's not
or on the
worth it.
25th maybe, or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly. 24th, 25th. And so like we had it on Tidbits because Fuzzy uses the list of the things, but I'm like, I can't find anything about this anywhere about this game coming out, So I was like, I don't think it's happening unless it's like, hey, surprise, it's been 2 years. Today it's available on Xbox. I don't know. But like, sometimes these sites can get things wrong. The only other thing about Forspoken was I was able to find a website uh from some random website, some writer saying that it was coming out in 2 years on Xbox. But I think it was just because he's actually said the release date 2 years ago.
Wouldn't it be funny if they just shadow drop that shit?
Yeah, but like I was like, you can't like how do you have a release date 2 years in advance just because of like a deal? They
Yeah.
don't announce the game like that
Correct.
far in advance. So but I think that
No,
sites run with random stuff all the time.
they do.
So you gotta double check stuff. But yeah, I haven't been able to find anything about First Berserker. So,
Xbox doesn't show it either.
yeah.
Like I'm on. You can buy both of them, but no mention of Game Pass like at all.
Yeah, Jackson just
Um,
says it was never announced for Game Pass. It was
that's
part
what
of
I
the
thought.
partner preview.
So
I think
weird.
sometimes because a game shows up at a show and maybe it's around other games that were announced for Game Pass, it just kind of people
Yeah,
assume
but where did Steel
or
get that for
it messes with
December?
your
Because it was
mind.
like a late announcement. I was like, okay, well maybe there was actually something
Yeah.
announced that I just missed. It was weird. I don't know. Whatever. Well, whether or not it is or not doesn't matter. There's still 24 freaking games
Yeah.
coming out this year right now that I'm freaking and 90% of them I'm excited for. So that's cool. Fucking ridiculous. And this dev direct just did nothing but make me more excited for this year. And this year's just so busy for me. I'm not going to even have as much time as normal to play all these fucking games, but I'm going to have to try some of them and all of them actually. But fuck, man. What a lineup. What a lineup this year, man. So, well, Mav, should we get everybody out of here? Do you got anything else you want to get into?
No, I'm good, man. Gonna get to playing some games. Got
Oh,
to
yeah,
find
BT
time to play
Maverick
them.
right too. People thought Space Marine 2 was going to be in Game Pass as well.
Yeah.
That's right. We went through that with Space Marine 2. Yep.
Because of marketing.
Yep.
It happens.
Game Insider just said that they have an announcement tomorrow morning. Okay. Thanks, Jesse. We'll be on the lookout. Again, it's that time of the year, folks. And again, now the holidays are over and the gaming industry doesn't slow down at all. There's no dead months anymore. I have a feeling we're going to be hearing a lot of
Yeah.
shit, especially with Switch 2 announcement coming up and launch. And obviously with GTA 6, everybody's going to be waiting to see if 2K actually launches this year, but we're going to be seeing a whole lot of announcements. A whole lot of people trying to get out the first half.
The way they phrase this though says this is from Insider Gaming's tweet. It says Friday morning Insider Gaming makes an announcement. Stay tuned. To me, that's probably something with their site or
they're gonna announce a podcast.
Announce like a YouTube channel,
Patreon.
something, or Patreon. Like
Yeah.
I think it probably more than likely has to do with their content, because to say you're having an announcement doesn't mean the same thing as we have something to share with you. Or like we have, hey, tomorrow there's something. Make an announcement sounds more of like, something regarding themselves. But that's just the way I take it. So.
Yep.
But if you put it out ahead of time, knowing the kind of content that they put out, you're going to draw extra excitement, anticipation for people on that. If it is just about their own content, right? So we'll see. Maybe it's some kind of crazy gaming news, insider leak or something, or it's something about them.
Yep.
Is what I think. But we'll see.
Yep. Oh, Yeah, no, I fully agree with you. I think Nate Dogg asks if New Vegas 2 announcement. If there's something going on, we'll eventually get a tease for something Fallout because this is the time you do it while the hype is high. So I
Yeah.
do believe that they might early tease that if they think that Obsidian can, and Obsidians are wizards. So if it's going to be another Obsidian game, and they're going to keep it a smaller experience than a full fledged, let's say Fallout, just like New Vegas was, um, then they can get that game out sooner than later. And so yeah, I think we eventually do get a tease for that. Kojima, I think, is going to be all about Death Stranding 2. I don't think we hear about OD until next year, 2026, potentially for the launch of new console too. But I don't think we hear from Kojima outside of Death Stranding 2. Kojima's a one game hype guy, and he likes to focus on shit. So I think that that's the case, and especially with the strike that he already confirmed did delay OD a little bit. I think this year is going to be all about Death Stranding 2. I think that's what he's going to be pumping out this year. I'm curious to see if that's going more places than just PlayStation out the gate. That'll be the interesting part there. Um, let's see. I have one more in here. Who else says? Oh, Thatch. Yes, we did say Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers. Yep, coming this year to Game Pass. Depka mentioned Disorder. Depka, that's funny as hell that you mentioned Disorder, this small indie game. It just released on. It's a Korean indie roguelike. And the main looks like Eve from Stellar Blade. Like they just copied and pasted her. It's crazy. Like I was watching it, I'm like, holy shit, what is this? Depka, if you've tried it, please feel free. It sounds like you might enjoy it. I watched it. It looked a little double A-ish, indie-ish, a little jankish, but I definitely saw. I did not know it was a roguelike. I thought it was more of Stellar Blade style. But that's interesting. I did go look at that. Everybody can go watch the video on through the Xbox store. It's called Disorder, and see if it's something that you look like, or it's something that looks like you would enjoy. Let me see here. I think that's it. Um, yeah, I think that's it. Let's get everybody out of here, Mav. What a fun ass show. Again, coming here talking about nothing but fucking games. Like that's what this is about, and that's what we do so much of the time. We talk to high level stuff too. We talk to business stuff. But man, just being able to come in here off of a direct that was absolutely phenomenal. Final score, Mav, by the way, if you had to give it one.
Oh,
What you got?
A.
A.
Yeah, 100% a A.
Yeah.
It, I don't. I mean, I don't know how you could do much better unless they had some other more games and they had to have a sixth one. I mean, you had a fucking Shadow Drop. You had a return of a great franchise that's turned out to be actually published by Xbox.
Yep.
It's in Game Pass day and date on the Shadow Drop and on that's coming out this year also.
Yep.
That adds to the 2025 craziness. And on top of that, we have fucking Doom looking way better than I even could have hoped for, and Clair Obscur Expedition 33 looking like a dream type game for me, and also South of Midnight showing really well again.
Yeah.
So I don't know,
Easy.
man. Like it's just the style of the dev directs are great.
Yeah, if you love that style, that's what you're in for, man. Team
Yeah.
Meanie is just the quality is just off the
I,
chart.
I look forward to seeing like if they have another one in store this year, maybe
Be awesome.
leaving it like they did with this. Maybe there's an opportunity for them to do another one.
Maybe.
And we have Summer Showcase to look forward to in June. I could just imagine there's going to be a blowout on Fable for that,
Yes. That'll be the
and
main one. That'll be the after.
that
Yep.
I'm crazy looking forward to if we
Could be
get
dope.
that. So yeah, man, it's what a year, what a year. Starting off
year.
strong, starting off strong this year.
Keely put up a poll, by the way.
Yeah.
So you know that 75% graded a B or plus,
Yeah.
B or more.
Yeah, 50% of those an A.
Yeah.
So yeah,
almost
the
50,
majority,
49.7%.
the majority
Crazy.
of gamers said A.
Yeah.
You know how rare that is?
It's very rare. It's very
Even
rare.
on some of the best shows you get, it's
Yep.
usually B will win out. You know what I mean?
There's
but,
something
like-
for everybody here, and having
Yeah.
those Ninja and Doom, like you said, bookend Mav really nailed it.
Yep. 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm in the A category, 9.25.
Yeah.
I mean, again, there's always a little bit of room there, but I mean, again, it's just probably because of South of Midnight. If there South of Midnight had been something else there that I was looking forward to, maybe I would have pushed it up toward, because again, I 10 is not ever perfect in my book. You can have a 10 without it being perfect, but I just think it was a great show. Pacing,
Yeah.
everything for what the direct is, it was beautifully done, and set up perfectly. So loved it. Like you said, had the surprise, had the shadow dropped, had Doom showing up and hyping me even more freaking for that. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 got exactly what I was hoping for from that, seeing the devs, learning more about the devs, and seeing more of that game. Again,
Yeah.
just beautiful, just beautifully done.
What do you see? Do you think we'll see something in the next couple weeks for Avowed? Another little more trailers
I
or
don't think so. I
something?
think they're doing their own thing with their little. I gotta say this last, where they introduced the different races. I was very disappointed. That was corny as hell. It was stupid as hell. I don't want to see some. This is an action RPG game. Like this is an action RPG game. This is a Pillars of Eternity world. You guys have done a great job showing it off. This last cutesy little thing that they did with the races, with this weird artwork, childish artwork. Again, just different generational stuff from me that I look at and I go, "This is dumb as fuck." I thought that was stupid, but I don't think we're gonna have any type of. We'll get a launch trailer, obviously. I think we'll get an official final launch trailer. But I think they've shown as much as they're going to show on that too. I think they are.
Okay.
I think they're going to let it be.
February
You
18th,
think?
right? For that? Is it?
Yeah. Doesn't sound right. February. Yeah, it's right around there because
Yeah, I
because it
think it's
was.
February 18th. Could be wrong.
Yeah, February 18th. Yep, February 18th. Early access if you buy the upgrade. So February
Super
13th
pumped
is
for
the
that,
early
man.
access. Yeah, I want to play the game. Again, I'm crossing my fingers for Obsidian here. I love Obsidian. You guys know that. The baby brother to Bethesda. I hope this team has nailed this game, and I hope that we don't have any weird shit discussions about it or anything like that. People have already started and tried and whatever else, but I just hope that this knocks it out of the park because what I've seen, I'm fucking enjoying the hell out of it, and I hope that maintains. And I hope the writing, again, a little gun shy right now because of Dragon Age. I hope the writing is Obsidian level writing. Just started playing Outer Worlds again. The writing is fucking fantastic. If that's what I'm getting in Avowed, we're good. We're gonna get some Dragon Age bullshit. Okay, I'm gonna be back here saying something different, but right now, yeah, bro, fucking Christ. That's what I want. That's what I want. So, but I'm all hyped. You guys know this. This has been my most hyped game. It was supposed to be last year, and then it got delayed. So I'm ready. I'm ready to play some fucking Avowed. That's for damn sure.
Man.
What a great year, man. What a great year. Oh, legendary Yobi also secured the Doom Collector's Edition. Oh my god. You guys.
Xbox guys don't buy games.
Congratulations, Yobi. Hashtag peace, love, life.
Yeah.
Legend.
Awesome, bro.
Himself. Yeah, that is awesome, bro. Yeah, everybody. What a great night. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We had over 100 people forever tonight. Again, the hype is back in 2025. As much as people want to say that gaming's dead or that Xbox is dead or whatever the case may be, I'm not seeing it. Seeing just a whole lot of people excited for all these freaking games coming out this year. And you guys are stopping by here and all the other shows that we have on the Fun Speculation Network and Living Split Screen. Listen, love you all. So thank you for that. Thank you for all the extra stuff too. Obviously never expected, but always appreciated to each and every single one of you who give us your most precious commodity, which is your time. And that is pure and simple of facts. So thank you for being here with me and Mav tonight on another episode of PM in the PM. Mav, we're gonna do some Xbox Ultimate tomorrow night. Are you gonna do any streaming? Got any Mavcast coming up? You got any Mav rants building inside you, or are we just in happy mode because there's so much gaming? What's going on, brother?
Yeah, maybe a happy mode until somebody says something stupid. Maybe tomorrow, we'll see. But other than that, yeah, I'm probably gonna stream some TXR maybe tomorrow. So look
Cool.
ahead for that.
Very
And
fucking
besides that, more games, more content. We'll have Xbox Ultimate podcast tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. I can't wait to get everybody else's thoughts on everything that we saw at the Dev Direct. Don't know who else is gonna be able to be there. Shout out to Steel and Fuzzy who joined me earlier for the
awesome to see
co
you brothers
stream.
together.
I love that they were able to come and hang out with me for that show. But yeah, man, golden, like you said, it's Golden Age. And
Yep.
we'll bring it back next week. We'll hopefully have even more to talk about because people are saying that there may be some announcements coming sooner than we think that for some things. So we'll see. But Monday would be FSP, and then back here with Pong on Thursday. Also on Sunday, I will be joining Web Dave.
Oh, nice. Going on the Web Dave show.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I had a fun time last weekend. It was great.
Well, I think it's
lovely.
Sunday. Maybe hold on. Is he? Maybe it's
Yeah, he's Sunday.
I know, but I think he's okay.
Oh.
Hold on.
Is it this Sunday or the following Sunday? Sometimes he
Mhm.
schedules out too.
Yes, it's Sunday. Okay. Yeah. Just double checking. Sunday. Sunday. Hanging out with Web
Cool.
Dave.
Awesome. Hey everybody. You guys know how to find me, Pongso, on the X, formerly known as Twitter, Pongso on the Xbox and Steam and GOG and everywhere else. Follow me, I'll follow you back. Otherwise, you guys know the drill. I should have no problem making Xbox Ultimate tomorrow night, so you will see me again there. We'll see how much of the family shows up. Huge panel last weekend, including one extra with Dirt Griggity joining us last weekend. It was a great show. You guys can go back and watch it. We had a good time last weekend. But we're gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow night. I can't wait to hear everybody else's thoughts on what they saw in the direct, etc. Hopefully Jasper can join us again too as well. He's kind of back because he's got internet now. So join us Xbox Ultimate tomorrow night right here, same bat channel. Different bat time though. So we got to be here at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central time for that one, where the family gets together. And no matter how many of us there are, we have lots of laughs, but we have lots of great gaming talk as well. So join us there. And of course, Saturday mornings, it's living split screen. Myself, my brother from another Steel, Rain, and I go live, raw, and uncut. I can't wait. Steel got a steel game in Ninja Gaiden 4, so I can't wait to hear his thoughts on that. I heard and saw him even excited about freaking Doom. So we're going to have a lot of fun Saturday mornings as we always do. 3+ hours. Buckle up. Get ready. We'll take you from your morning to your afternoon to your night, depending on where you are in the world. We'll bring the energy. You just bring yourself. 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time, living split screen. Split screen is all one word. We've been seeing some new faces in there on Saturday mornings as well, which has been awesome. Getting into some big conversations. If you guys don't know, our chat's made up of a lot of different takes. That's something that Steele and I want. We got some people like Nixie and Fahim who roll up in there with some interesting thoughts and try to poke the bear a little bit with the chat, all in good fun though. That is never gets personal. Mav's in there on Saturday mornings. He knows what we're talking about. Just good discussions, right? Just good discussions is something that Steele and I always love to have. So join us. Stop on by and Living Split Screen on Saturday morning. And then of course, still no shop podcast, still on hiatus. We'll let you know as soon as PTK makes the call. And we'll come out of hiatus for the shop podcast on Saturday nights. Otherwise, next week, it's all good things green on every Tuesday for Double Barrel Gaming the channel. Boomstick the Man for Xbox Factor podcast. Check out his shows 5 days a week, but Tuesdays. Again, that's the special one, 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 o'clock Central Time. Otherwise, back here with this cool-ass motherfucker, Mav. Next Thursday night, PM in the PM. Pong and Mav in the PM will be the start of my week, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Central Time, as long as everything goes well. We might have a late start, but we'll see. But other than that, golden age of gaming, people. This truly is the best time ever to be a freaking gamer. This library we are building right now, we're going to be playing it for the next 10, 15 years, guaranteed. Yes, some of us gamers do play old games, and as the generations go by, I'll be going back to a lot of these games. Sometime for the first time. I just know how this is going to roll. Like, I've got games stacked for 10, 15 years right now. We're good. So get out there, play what you love what you play, and I'll talk to you all real soon. Mav, get us out of here, brother.
Good night, everyone. Peace out.